Let me just refresh our... Nope, not yet.
Oh, I see.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, we good.
Wait, why is it not thumbnail? Show the thumbnail. You notice it
That's weird. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it doesn't have the thumbnail.
Definitely added it to both Streamlabs and YouTube itself. How does the audio sound at least?
Audio sounds fine.
Game audio sounds good? Well, that kind of sucks, but I guess let's keep on anyways because I don't know what the problem is.
Well, we can always just add it later. It's fine.
Hello and welcome to a unusual episode of the 7 Days Podcast, or I don't know what we want to call this.
It's both Otaku Live, Otaku Oasis podcast, and also a 7 Days Podcast episode. So, a 3-for-1.
Yeah, 3-for-1. Today, we're not going to do a whole lot of gameplay, but we are going to go over the secret reports, discuss them, see what we think. I have not read them before, but I did unlock them in a previous stream on my own channel. So, I put the link down to that in the description. So, go check that out if you want to see me unlocking secret reports. That said, let's get into it. I'm curious.
Yeah. Oh, also, Eric, you might want to turn yourself up just a little bit.
Am I too quiet?
Yeah, just a little bit.
How about that?
It'll be a sec.
That doesn't help. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U. They're good?
Yeah, no, the game's still louder than you.
Game's still louder. Is the game too loud, or is it just that it's louder than you?
It's just louder than you. I sound fine.
Huh. So that's really weird. Let's max out. Let's max out. Let's do that. Let's see how that sounds. Then I can see that it's going off even when I'm not talking.
Then we'll get started with the secret reports.
Yeah. Still getting used to live streaming, people.
Okay, you sound good.
Actually, I'm turning that back down. Turn the game down.
Alright.
I can see the audio choice, but I don't have any feedback from the stream. So, I can see my mic going even when I'm not talking.
Yeah.
I don't know what that sounds like. I'm trying to minimize that as possible.
Alright, maybe I can get... still setting up? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do... The game audio is not super important, at least at the moment. So I'm gonna do 50. Okay. So let's give it a second, double check it, make sure it sounds correct. Secret reports, Neku and GPN, Window and Thread. I don't know what I'm saying. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Alright, sounds better.
Okay. So we're on to secret report 1. Who wants to beat? Are you gonna beat all of them? Do you want to go back and forth?
We'll alternate just to make it easier. So, do you want to do the first one or?
Sure. Also, I have no clue who authored these. I don't this is a mystery to me, and I'm excited.
Yeah, no, I don't know either. So.
Yeah. So, 3 years have passed since the game that caught the attention of the higher plane. Observation is still ongoing, but from the UG, it looks as if Shibuya is on the brink of catastrophe once more. I am forbidden from intervening in the game this time, so I'll have to settle for recording the changing state of both the OG and UG here in this report. Hanekoma?
Potentially, yeah.
That explains why he wouldn't be here. Also, the original cat logo is on all the secret reports, so that would also make sense.
Oh, really? Oh, that would definitely indicate that.
Yeah, like all the secret reports are the same PNG, but the PNG has the cat logo skull pin, but it's designed by Cat. And even in the secret report itself, next to the secret report, if you watch, I don't know if you're looking at the stream, it has the cat skull design. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that all game. That's really brought back. The Executor first intruded on Shibuya 3 years ago. Originally from Shinjuku, this angel started a clandestine game with Shibuya's composer, which ultimately led to Shinjuku's destruction. He should have been reprimanded as soon as he arrived in Shibuya. Can't speak. But the elites are turning a blind eye for some reason, possibly because more higher plane denizens would still oppose Shibuya's impurification. The game resembles said impurification in that it is subject to a set of extenuating circumstances, somehow keeping it in balance, which are as follows. Difference of opinion and subsequent conflict on the subject of Shibuya's destruction, the absence of the composer, the game being played by 2 proxies, and direct interference by the executor. What? I'm already on the first report. This game is being played. Well, I guess we did know that. We did know that Window and what's his face? Kubo were the 2.
Yeah.
But why was the composer absent? What purpose?
Or more of, I guess, Shiba would be, I'd imagine, the proxy, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because then there was direct interference by the executor. Yeah, you're right. But either way, we did know that, so okay, that's not as surprising. But still, why is it Josh is always missing? Does Josh ever do his job?
I mean, Nico B gives him his title for a reason.
Oh my gosh. I still cannot believe I convinced you that Josh was not the composer. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Like,
I can't believe you convinced me that either.
Because I knew Neku B called him, like, was it Pussy Jesus or something like that?
Douchey Jesus.
Douchey Jesus.
Something like that.
Yeah. Oh hey, the thumbnail's up. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, I knew that he called him, like, Douchey Jesus or whatever. And I'm like, how the heck do I, like, try to convince Josh that Joshua is not God in this game when he's literally called Jesus? And somehow I did, so I'll take that as a win. Anyway, moving on. So guys,
Yeah, anyways.
if you want to go, you can go.
Oh, no, you still have the report to finish, so.
Yeah, I have 2 more pages of the report, that's fine. Talk about this after this report. Neither the executor who wishes for Shibuya to be destroyed and purified, nor the composer, who has managed to prevent this up until now, can directly intervene in the going on of the UG. If they wish to take action, they must do so via proxy. Wait. Okay. I just read that in my mind. The executor's proxy in this game is the conductor, Shiba Miyazaki. Yep, there it is. And the composer's...
Miyakaze,
whatever. I have dyslexia. I don't, but I might.
I mean, honestly, with how much times you misread things, you might.
I might, legitimately. I don't know. The executor's proxy in this game is the conductor, Shibuya Miyakaze. And the composer's is a human player, one Rindo Kanade. When did Josh... Okay. I will henceforth refer to Shibuya as the conductor and Rindo Kanade as the proxy. Of course Rindo's a proxy. They gotta mirror the original somehow. Perhaps spurred by the appearance of the proxy, former Reaper Shomi Namimoto has resumed activity after an extended period of silence. Furthermore, I'm picking up vibes similar to those emitting from Shinjuku just before its purification. They are still faint, but I will keep a close eye on them. So this did a lot of what the first game did. Just be like, yep, oh, no, do that.
It sets up a lot of the terms.
Yeah, it sets up the terms. It's like, okay, who are the players? Well, the players are the proxy, and in this case, the executor, which is composer and conductor.
Yeah, but we're dealing with a different type of angel this game.
So I still don't know, because this could be Haz, or whatever his name was.
I don't know, the way it's worded seems very similar to how, like Hanekoma would do it and not Haz's form of speech, you know?
Well, we don't really know how Haz talks.
We have at least a fairly good inkling.
Yeah, like, I'm still leaning towards Hanekoma at this point, just because of the cat design on all the secret reports, but I don't know for sure.
I'd say that as well, but...
I'm leaning that direction. Anyways,
Yeah.
So we're on to number 2. You can take it away.
Alright. Do you want me to do a Hanekoma voice, because we're assuming it's him, or do you want me to just read it normally?
You can do either one. Whatever you
Okay. With a proxy in place of an acting composer, the game is affected in numerous ways, the most significant being the implementation of bogus rules by the conductor. One such rule is the division of players into teams, presumably adopted from Shinjuku's rulebook. Under the team system, whichever team earns the most points over the course of the week may choose to either continue playing or not. If they choose not to continue, they may return to the RG if they so desire. However, only the composer can send players back to the RG. The conductor has no right to implement such a rule and no ability to carry it out. As such, it is in the conductor's best interest for the winning team to choose to continue playing. To assure this will happen, he has allied himself with a team clearly intent on continuing the game indefinitely, the Runebringers. Each team's relative value is measured against the others using their scores, and a loss for the team is a loss for each individual within it. It is unclear when these rules were first implemented in Shinjuku, but what is clear is that they seem specifically designed to eliminate players, counter to the objective of the game.
So all of this was crap. Josh had nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes sense. But again, why was Josh not doing anything?
I don't know, probably has to be that he has to probably play from afar.
He's the composer. He has jurisdiction over Shibuya.
I don't know, maybe it'll be explained further.
Maybe.
But this definitely just basically says, yeah, Shiba basically was basically bet on to continue the game indefinitely.
So it's also really funny because the original game told us I knew that only the composer could bring back players, and yet that thought never crossed my mind in this game. Of like, wait a second, Shiba can't bring people back if he wanted to. That never crossed my mind. Even though I knew that.
You know, a lot of things didn't cross our minds when we were playing that game.
Yeah. By the way, we're still working on getting them up. We have all the raw footage. I need either a better computer or we just need like take a weekend and just hammer it out at some point.
Yeah, I honestly wish I could. I probably would have over my break, but unfortunately my computer decided to be like, yeah, I'm gonna nope out, and
oh yeah, your computer died. I forgot your computer actually died.
It's not like dead, it's more of just like, it's so slow that I'm receiving like about a 10-second feedback on everything that I do.
Yeah, that's what mine is like when I'm trying to edit. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, that's mine, except all the time. Apparently it has to probably do with my disc, and I'm probably gonna get it replaced pretty soon, but just wasn't able to get it done over break.
Yeah. That's so funny though, that... And I love, because I actually had this point too, was like, the partner system made sense, and the whole point was like players are supposed to like progress and become better. And here it's like, yeah, no, the team system is specifically made to kill people.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this just
But,
doesn't
I mean,
fit Josh. But, yeah,
it's practically Shiba's rules from his end time in Shinjuku, I'd have to imagine, is what it's saying.
yeah. I like that. I like that because I just feel vindicated in being upset, but also it's like, yeah, they're aware of why I'm upset. They're like, yeah, we know this is kind of trash, but also
Or it's just very different from the original.
Yeah. I don't mean trash. Okay, when I say trash, I don't mean trash as in like hot garbage. I mean trash as in like, yeah, we know that like we've changed up a whole lot, but like we didn't
Here's
just
an explanation
change it up.
for why.
Yeah, it's like we didn't just change it up just to change it up to be jerks. We changed it up because we're actually using that change to tell a story, not just to justify it not being on the DS.
Yeah. Anyways, should we move on to 3?
Yep. A new player has joined the Proxys team. I know I'm doing a voice, I don't care. The inability of the composer and myself, the producer, to intervene puts Shibuya at a disadvantage, but this new recruit and Minamimoto may help turn the tides. The team's
Okay,
new
that pretty
member-
much just confirms it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what Haza. Again, we know it's an angel on the higher plane, and we know Haza's an angel, and we know Hanekoma is an angel, and Hanekoma was the producer, but we don't know what Haza's role was. So again, we can't eliminate that it could be Haza, but this is further evidence that it is Hanekoma. It supports the
Anyway,
idea.
sorry, continue.
No, you're good. I had the same thought too. It's like, I'm leaning towards Hanekoma. This helps me lean towards that way more. But we still like haven't definitively ruled out Haas.
Yeah, fair enough.
The team's new member, one Nagi Yusui, is at once open-minded and closed off. Interestingly, this makes her the perfect foil to Sai Furusawa. A healthy variety of personalities and abilities should benefit their team. The proxy has started using his powers in earnest. I can scarcely believe someone could have such a powerful latent ability. Latent powers are unique, naturally, occurring abilities awakened by tuning vibes. These vibes originate from the higher plane and resonate with the soul of an individual, turning them into their dormant powers. Incidentally, these vibes are the same ones required for travel between planes. Are they telling me that Rindo is stronger than Neku here?
I think maybe just more of his latent power, maybe like more unique than Neku's.
It is highly unusual for multiple players with latent powers to appear in succession. I suspect the pins found in the orgy have been imbued with tuning vibes for the express purpose of seeking out such individuals. The more hands the pins make their way into, the greater the chance of finding promising new players. However, the proxy's ability is a significant deviation from standard latent abilities. It is far too dangerous. If I could, I would have ensured it remained dormant for the sake of both the Yuji and the orgy. It has the potential to not only warp, but demolish the lower plane's code. I wonder if the composer foresaw this and chose his proxy because of it. Huh.
So that definitely alludes to Rindo's powers, but
Yeah. And again, it doesn't show us, it shows us a different perspective, but not a whole lot more on his abilities. Because Kubo kind of explained all of that.
yeah.
My whole thing is just, the abilities awakened by tuning vibes. These vibes originate from a higher plane and resonate with the soul of an individual, tuning them into their dormant powers. These vibes are the same ones required for travel between planes.
Although this one could have been attained before Kubo revealed this, so... Because this one was unlocked with the 70% completion.
Was it? Okay. Yeah, that would
Yeah.
Also, there was something else I want to say back on this first one. What was I gonna say? I don't know, it might come back to me, might not.
Okay.
Let's just move on. Number 4.
Okay. So what exactly is the purpose of the Reapers game? Let us review. The explicit goal of the game is to locate exceptional individuals. Players of superior imagination are elevated to the higher plane and made into Reapers or Angels to aid in the oversight of their region. The UG is located on a higher plane than the RG. It is understood to be the afterlife, as the soul is modulated and relocated to the UG upon the death of the body in the RG. However, the Proxy and his fellows were brought to the UG unmodulated. They have already begun to suspect that something is amiss in respect to both themselves and the Rune Builders. The Reapers should be fighting for their lives, same as the players, but Shibuya's internal Reaper hierarchy is at its full standstill. 3 years ago, Shibuya's acting composer and conductor carried out a game to determine Shibuya's fate. The events that unfolded were well known as Shibuya's impurification. The hierarchical freeze presumably stems from the opposition to the purification. I detect a new set of vibes in the UG at the end of the day. It seems those pins have awakened new powers within someone and modulated them for entry to the UG, just like the Proxy. This time it is someone the composer and I know quite well.
I'm guessing beat?
Potentially.
Because Neku didn't come back till later, but they both would still know beat. Especially Hanekoma, because Hanekoma spent several days with beat.
Yeah.
Well, and Joshua spent a week fighting beat with Neku, so. I think I remember what it was. I'm gonna go back. Because they talked about the pins.
Okay.
So, it is highly unusual for the players with latent powers to appear in succession. I suspect the pins found... So, the reason they got carried in was literally just because they were powerful players. Weird. Okay. So, I guess my real question then would be, what? Because Neku was specifically like the strongest imagination. So drawn to Kat's artwork because Kat's artwork was made to harbor creativity and imagination. But he also had all of the views that Joshua saw as harmful to Shibuya and was the reason why Joshua wanted to destroy Shibuya. So he saw him as the perfect opponent to Shade's conductor. Was Rindo just a powerful person, and so like he just got the pin and was dragged in by accident because that's what the pins were designed to do? And it's like, well, you're powerful, so go on. Or was there another reason why he was chosen?
Yeah, I don't know. And it's just like the difference between like this latent abilities and like the specific idea of like why Neku was chosen is what I'd also bring up, I guess.
Yeah. Well, because Fret and Nagi also had these latent abilities, and I guess technically you could say Shoka did. I mean, I don't know if you count Shoka, based on how they describe her ability.
Yeah. I mean, B technically has one as well.
Oh yeah, the sound surfing or whatever. Why did Neku not get a latent ability?
I honestly don't know what they would give him is the problem.
Okay, at some point, not now, and we may have already done this, but I want to do this again. We're going to have a discussion on who would win in the fight, Neku versus Rindo. Just one-on-one.
Alright.
We're gonna make like a whole discussion video, because I want to do that. Because...
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, let's go on to 5. Am I 5?
Yeah, you're 5.
Yeah. The turf war called the Scramble Slam has just taken place. The Rune Bringers declined to participate. If they had, they surely would have won, leading to a decrease in overall morale. I suspect this little diversion, which pits players against each other and plays some noise, exists purely for the entertainment of the conductor. This week marks the 104th game under the current conductor. The Deep River Society, the Very Beauties, and the Pure Herds have all been subject to at least 30 loops. They are beginning to show signs of fatigue, presumably sensing the impossibility of victory against the Runebringers. Perceiving the game as unwinnable has a marked negative effect on players' well-being. Oh, it's nice of Shiba to care about the players' well-being. The Proxy's team may be able to avoid coming in last place, but the odds of them toppling the Runebringers to claim victory are slim. Although anything can happen in this game, they may surprise me yet. Minamimoto has become aware of the Proxy's powers and seems to be plotting something. That sounds about right.
104th though. Jeez.
So that one, like, I'm like, okay. The 30 loops is what gets me.
I mean, yeah. Also, 104, nice joke.
You know, I didn't even get that joke. That went over my head.
Yeah, no, I just thought about it for a second. I'm like, nice joke.
Yeah, okay, that's, you know what? Slow clap.
Yeah, but also 30 loops. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's, what, 210 days?
Yeah, it's like close. It's what is it? 22 days or 22 weeks away from being a year. So over half a year.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's it's a lot.
That was actually a question I did have. Was like, just how long were these people in here, and like, why is it they're the only ones here, like still here? Shouldn't they have been eliminated? Apparently, there were more teams than just those two or those three.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, there must have been new teams like practically every other week or something.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah. It's a lot of days.
It is. Oh my gosh.
Gosh, my morale would be shot at that point.
Yeah, I don't blame the teams for being crazy anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I understand why they wanted out so badly.
yeah, no kidding.
Okay. Well, number 6.
Alright. The proxy soul is beginning to change. Strangely, its evolution trends towards stagnation rather than development. It's almost as if the range of his vibes is shrinking. I believe this may be due in part to his readiness to adopt the opinions and values of others, mistakenly believing them to be his own. He seems to do this entirely unconsciously. He may never realize it is happening. Under ordinary circumstances, players in Shibuya's game pay an entry fee upon arrival, through which the composer offers them a chance to re-examine themselves. This game has no entrance fee. The Shinjuku rules neither encourage nor allow for personal growth or change, making the game just that, a mere competition to collect points to prove one's worth. The proxy's stagnant soul makes him the perfect user for his latent ability. For better or for worse, he is able to maintain abnormally high levels of imagination, thereby increasing the accuracy of each replay. The pieces fit together almost too perfectly. I can only hope I'm only overthinking things.
This literally is addressing all the problems I've had with this game's story. It's like, yeah,
I mean,
we know you hated this. Here's why.
what do you think the secret reports would be?
Yeah, but I already liked the original game. And then the secret reports were just like the cherry on top. And this is like, yeah, we know if you're a fan of the original, you might not be happy, but we had a good reason.
Yeah.
So I think I literally made that complaint. It's like, you can argue that the entry fee is dumb and unimportant, but like it does force like some character growth. And here it's like, yeah, we realize that without an entry fee, there's like not the same potential for character growth. That's on purpose. This game is meant to not allow character growth.
Yeah, I mean, you could kind of actually like that. What is it? The second thing, I believe that this may be due to his readiness to adopt the opinions and values of others. Like at this point in the game, Rindo did do that quite a bit. So
it's been around since I played early game, so I don't remember. I know that.
No, but I definitely I remember like Rindo like very much end of week 1, like early week 2, like was very much just of like let me listen to everyone's opinions and then I'll just basically take their opinions as my own.
Yeah, I know like friction started towards the end of second week.
More towards like the middle, but yeah.
Yeah, like middle towards end. The second week when the friction started, where he was just like, I'm gonna do my own thing. That said, I don't necessarily remember him adopting other people's opinions, more just going along to get along. Like, he's just like, I don't really care, I'm just gonna do what other people say.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. But I'd say like, it's different from
It's
adopting
one and the
someone
same.
else's opinion. Well, I'd say it's a little bit different than adopting.
Well, I mean, opinions can be just even like minor things, like the ramen versus what is it? The ramen versus curry thing from the beginning prologue, you know?
Oh, might be.
Like if you were just to boil it down, you can boil it down just to choices, you know?
Yeah, that might be. Well, let's go to number 7. This is mine.
Yeah.
The Deep River Society has been erased in accordance with the rules of the game. The souls of all members, including the leader, are gone. The erasure runs counter to the goal of judging each player's abilities, but it is unsurprising considering the conductor's intentions upon witnessing the erasure. The proxy's vibes have weakened once again. His increasingly hardening emotional state may be cause for concern. As suspected, the individual who arrived in the proxy's moment of need was the source of the vibes I detected a few days ago.
Okay, that confirms its speed.
It does not appear as if the composer had a hand in the sudden appearance of our old friend, in sharp contrast to the ever-active executor. The composer is seemingly biding his time, although I am unable to make
Biding his time would work as well.
Ah, yes. Yeah, gosh. Was that a good sound? YouTube?
That's fine.
Do I want to say what's going on with me? Or, no, that's fine.
That's fine. You're just a little sick.
Yeah, I have a sore throat. Don't know what it is, but it's been like a sore throat for the past 3 days and no other symptoms. So I'm like, I'm just gonna stay home.
Yeah, probably just safer.
Yeah. Thanks. Why would you wait? Is he watching? Hi, Tyrion. Or Matt. What?
I mean, he did show up on Discord a moment ago, so.
Yeah, but I like looked down just like a minute ago and I saw 0 viewers, and then.
Sick buddies, he says.
Are you sick as well?
No, I'm not sick, but Matt said that.
I know, is Matt sick? Thanks,
Oh,
Matt.
he said your mic is a bit hard to hear still.
Still? Okay, give it a second. I did just
Apparently.
change it. What is happening? Matt, you know you could,
Yeah.
like, if you want to join us on Discord, like, I'm not opposed to you joining us on Discord.
He may not have anything to say, but he's free to join, yes.
Yeah, like, I know you didn't play the game with us or anything, but, like, I'm not gonna, like, say no to you joining. Oh, gosh. I'm gonna try to...
Okay, at least kept it the same stream. Okay. I forgot to check once the thumbnail changed.
What?
Oh, I just forgot to check once the thumbnail changed to see if it kept it the same stream. It did. I was concerned for a second, because Matt's comment didn't show up when I swapped over, but yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I don't know, because I'm like, it literally is nothing but just like a little bit of mucus in my throat and like a little bit sore, but like it is the mildest of mild sore throats, and that is the only symptom I've had for the past 3 days. So I'm just like, I don't know what to do with that. I know my roommate who shares rooms with me, he tested positive this week. So I have been quarantining even before that. So I'm just like, that's the only place I could think I got sick from. But like, it was rough for him, and I literally have just had nothing but the sore throat.
Yeah, and somehow either I was asymptomatic or I somehow escaped away without not getting without getting it, being next to 4 other people who had it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I managed that.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I like do not understand. Like none of my roommates understand it either. They're all very confused how I'm like because my other roommates got it as well, but there's one that shares rooms with me. All my roommates got it this week, and I'm like the one guy that avoided like any real symptoms.
Yeah, maybe you're just asymptomatic for the most part.
Yeah, I might be. I don't know. I'm not complaining about it, but like, dang. Did Matt just join?
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt. Matt, I think you're muted or not talking to something.
My mic's not on.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
How do I sound?
You sound good. Did you get a new mic?
Yes, I did.
You sound quiet. I'm turning you up.
Let me put my mic closer to my face.
Oh gosh, never mind.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's just far from his mic. I'm like,
Yeah.
I haven't touched it, and normally he's just fine.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Top of the page. I'm not coming back to the beginning of this point. Actually, I am because I kind of forgot what this said.
That's fine.
The Deep River Society has been erased in accordance with the rules of the game. The souls of all members, including the leader, are gone. The erasure runs counter to the goal of judging each player's abilities, but it is unsurprising considering the conductor's intentions. Upon witnessing the erasure, the proxy's vibes have weakened once again. His increasingly hardened emotional state may be cause for concern. As suspected, the individual who arrived in the proxy's moment of need was the source of the vibes I had detected a few days ago. It does not appear as if the composer had a hand in the sudden appearance of our old friend. In sharp contrast to the ever-active executor... Why am I struggling with that word? The composer
I don't know, maybe because you're
seemingly...
trying to say executive instead of executor.
That might be. Well, also, I want to say executor because he's both. But
Yeah, I guess.
also, I can just see my mic going in the bed. I'm turning it back down a little bit, just so it's not in the bed. There we go. That looks better.
Okay.
It does not appear as if the composer had a hand. Oh yeah, read that. Although I am unable to make contact to confirm, I believe the reappearance of this particular individual works in Shibuya's favor. Minamoto, on the other hand, has all but vanished from the proxy's side. His noise refinery sigil drastically heightens his imagination, which may be why he can clearly recognize the proxy's abilities. I have an idea of what he's planning. It's dangerous, but I have no way of stopping him. Incidentally, the noise refinery sigil is a reproduction copied from its original by a certain Reaper. Its completeness, or lack thereof, may be a factor in the subtle change in Minamoto's fundamental vibes. What?
Huh. So Coco's refinery wasn't
Complete.
complete?
Which I guess makes sense because when he used it, he became this buff boy taboo, like that could almost take down Josh, supposedly. But
Yeah, not like you got jobbed at all.
yeah,
Like Frieza to Krillin in the Saiyan saga.
yeah. So, but here he is strong, but he's not like that strong. So I guess that is what they're trying to explain.
Yeah, I guess. It's like he's in between his noise form at the end of the original and his base form.
Yeah, like he has a high imagination than he would normally have, but he's not strong enough that he could actually like take down Shiba or the Executor or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Before we move on to 8, I just meant to ask this before we got back into it. Matt, how was your break?
It was alright. I got a VR headset, so I've been playing with that a lot.
Oculus?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Oculus Quest 2.
Do you think about
Nice.
getting one?
I really like it. I recommend it.
Yeah,
It's fairly cheap, it's good at what it does.
Yeah, I need a few more paychecks, but like, I think like give me like a month and a half.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get one.
It's
Yeah,
like I kind
speaking
of want to
of-
make content with it, but I don't know what to make with it because I don't have a lot of games.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
thing is like I want to get Beat Saber, but I can't do Beat Saber videos because
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of
Copyright.
I've been playing a lot of Blade and Sorcery. That was a really fun one.
Yeah.
But I don't
I
think
don't
that
know.
would translate well into a video.
Dude,
Yeah,
but-
I mean, there's
once-
always
once we
VR
get-
chat.
yeah, we could all do
Yeah,
video
that's
chat.
cool. Maybe solid. Maybe one of the things I was gonna promise myself never to install VR chat just because of how it is.
I mean,
Yeah, private rooms.
yeah, I can't disagree with most of that. I believe so.
If we're gonna make private rooms,
But
we can
I
just
did-
have an Otaku one.
I did see one where they actually had like someone said it had there was like some room on VR chat that had the best Spider-Man physics out of like any VR game, and I kind of want to try it.
Interesting. Also, I got my Elgato. I'll have to ask you later how to set that up.
So Pokemon. I was about to ask, are we gonna do Pokemon?
Yeah, we should be able to. Just maybe a little bit longer. Potentially doing Arceus. But yeah.
Oh yeah, what do we want to do first? Diamond Pearl or Arceus?
Probably by the time I get my computer done, I'd probably recommend Arceus over.
So what
it,
I'm
and
hearing
then we
is
can-
you're telling me to buy a Amazon right this second.
Yes.
I already got my copy, so yes.
Okay.
I'm
I
not
keep
getting a
forgetting it's
copy because I
coming
don't
out.
like Pokemon.
Why don't you go?
Nimma
I
nimma
did
nimma
at
nimma
least
nimma
get-
nimma nimma.
I'd at least give Legends Arceus a chance because it looks like
Yeah.
they're trying something new. But Diamond
Hey!
Pearl, yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
$60. That's impressive.
What is it?
It's only $55.
Must be on sale right now, like pre-order
Oh.
sale.
Did you see they put Breath of the Wild 2 on Amazon?
No, I did not. But I mean,
I don't
the
believe
game's
it.
kind of been in TBD for a long time on multiple places. Like GameStop has it up, I believe.
I forget. Did the last trailer show 2022?
No.
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 No, we just all expected it to be that. Ooh,
We
yeah, I
just-
love
we're
my
just all
employee
assuming.
discount saving me $1 because it basically just removes the taxes. Woo.
Ooh woo.
Woo. I love taxes being what? It's 8.1% here, sales tax, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
my employee discount is 10%. So I'm only getting
Nice.
1.9% discount.
Nice.
Sounds fun.
Hey, you know, they actually really helped with the Oculus. I spent most of my employee discount for the year on the Oculus.
I mean, fair enough. On bigger purchases, it's definitely more noticeable.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have a limited amount of times you can use that discount, or like?
We only get $100 a year, I think.
Well, okay.
Oh,
Like I say, I guess if you could just use that, like,
that's definitely different from when I worked at Target.
Yeah.
what does Target do?
It's just 5% discount on everything, 10% discount on produce.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
I just
Yeah.
took custodial, so.
Yeah, no, I bought my Switch while I was working there, so I got a,
Smart.
Smart move.
got a nice discount on it.
I bet.
Is it alright if we continue? Because we're only on report 8 of 24.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
we
sorry.
reading all the reports?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to interact with you a bit so you didn't feel left out, Matt.
No, you're good.
Yeah. And if you want to react to
Thank
these
you.
reports with us, you can. You just won't know what's going on.
I mean, I can't read them.
Is it that blurry?
No, it's very behind on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. Here, here. Let me just give you, there you go, Matt. There you can go read it from there.
Okay.
We're on, Neo, The World Ends With You, secret report number 8.
Cool. Okay.
Just let us know when you're there. And
Oh,
then
I'm
I'll
already
start.
there. I just clicked on
Okay.
report rate, so I jumped down. You're
Okay.
good to go.
Okay. 4 teams remain: the Runebringers, the Pure Hearts, the Varied Beauties, and the Wicked Twisters. Only one may survive and emerge victorious. At long last, the game approaches its conclusion. According to Shinjuku's rules, incoming players' abilities must exceed the total average imagination of the current players for them to be allowed into the game. As the game continues and lower ranking teams are eliminated, the average rises, making it more and more difficult for newcomers to enter. With the Deep River Society gone and the Wicked Twister's impressive latent abilities that increase dramatically, only an immensely powerful player could be pulled in at this point. It can be safely assumed that the game will continue and conclude with no more than the current set of players. The game will continue into the week after next at longest, but the conductor has yet to contact the composer. It is possible he is unaware of the Higher Planes Purification Protocol. If all goes according to the conductor's plan, he himself will be the victor of the game.
I think this just answered the question I asked about like the last report.
What was that, like new players entering?
Yeah, like I think I said, like, man, why aren't there new players coming in? Why is it only those 3 left? That explains it.
The average just raised so high that only Neku could come in, basically.
Which gives me more credence in who I believe would win in the fight. We're doing street rules.
I mean, you're not wrong, I don't think, but still, we'll save that discussion for a later date.
Yeah. The secret ports will definitely help, like, weigh the two, because Rindo actually is faring better than I thought he would, based off these reports. So.
Yeah,
Actually,
no, based off these reports.
Can I interject?
Yep.
Sure, go ahead.
When do we want to record something, Josh? Because it's been a hot minute. Also, we still need to do that Spooderman episode.
I'm going to, after this, try and set up my headphones to link with my rental computer that I currently have.
Okay.
So hopefully we can record stuff, but,
Okay,
I will
my
say
one
this now.
Yeah,
Do not ask me to do any thumbnails for the time being.
that's fine. My concern with the
Or
Elgato,
editing.
I can live with that. My concern with the Elgato is that it needs a really good USB port to work. So
My USB port works pretty well.
no, it needs a like 3.0 plus whatever. No. Because like it can only go in the bottom USB port on my hard drive on my graphics card or no motherboard. And it only can go on on like the strongest USB port on my motherboard without blue screening my computer.
Really?
So
I mean, I can test it out. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
you're gonna-
sure the one I have is USB 3, but if it
hopefully-
needs to be plus, then
I
that
don't think
definitely
I
might
don't
have
know if there's
problems.
I don't know if there's a USB plus, but I'm just relaying the troubles that I had. So you put it in the best USB port you have. It may blue screen a couple of times. It even now mine blue screens every once in a blue moon.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. So if it blue screens, don't be shocked. It's going to be because of the Elgato.
Okay.
By the way, I was planning on doing
You're saying
Gravity Rush
it?
after this episode.
Okay. I can
What's
still.
Gravity Rush?
Remastered, PS4.
It's a platformer.
Oh yeah.
Action platformer, I should say.
You know what? Let's pull up PlayStation.
But by the way, I don't have PlayStation Online, and I don't plan on getting this on Switch. But potentially, like, if I do get it, do you want to do Persona 4 Fighting? when that comes out?
Fuck!
Language!
No, my monitor stand just fell and broke.
Oh
no.
jeez. Everything okay?
No, I just broke my really nice monitor because it fell.
Oh
The
jeez.
monitor itself broke? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh jeez. Sorry to hear that.
Well, secret report number 9. A new arrival has joined the Proxy's team, almost as if filling the hole left by Minamimoto. Daisu Kanojo Bito, also known as Beat, was a player in the game leading to Shibuya's impurification. His fortitude is remarkable, as is his soul and imagination. He should prove a powerful ally to the Proxy. And yet the Proxy's soul remains stagnant, or perhaps it would be more accurate to say it has stagnated further. I felt a similar shift 8 days ago when Minamimoto joined the team. If this is the fundamental immaturity of the Proxy soul, it will be difficult to bring to light, unlike Neku's leading up to the impurification. The proxy initiated another replay today. The resulting drastic increase in planar distortions indicates that at this rate, an explosive increase is likely after only a few more uses. However, the proxy's pin is effectively absorbing the distortions, preventing the UG and lower planes from being affected at this time.
So his pin was a limiter?
Yeah, they said that in the game.
I thought it was like the thing causing it.
It's both. It's using his lane ability causes the distortion, but his pin is absorbing it.
Got it.
Yeah, so the power causes it, the pin is storing it, and then it's gonna let it all out at one moment, and that's the purification.
Alright, I'm gonna go. I'll see you guys later.
Alright, see ya.
If you want to join us for the whatchamacallit, Gravity Rush, let me know. We'll be doing that a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah. It's
It's the fundamental immaturity of the proxy soul. It will be difficult to bring to light. Yeah?
Yeah. No, I mean, is that reflected? I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, Neku went through a lot of changes, and at this point in the game, Rindo still pretty much is the same character.
Mm-hmm.
So it's saying, like, yeah, Neku, like, was forced to change, and he did change. Rindo hasn't yet. And if he keeps not changing, things are gonna be bad.
Yeah. I guess so. Am I the next one? I think so, yeah.
Yep, you're next. 10.
Alright. We good to go on to 10?
Yep.
Alright. All of the Reapers stationed in Shibuya, including the conductor, would ordinarily be referred to as Shibuya Reapers, but ongoing conflict has caused those from Shinjuku to be called Shinjuku Reapers. Shinjuku's inversion 3 years ago jump-started its purification, forcing the Reapers there to flee to Shibuya. An inversion happens when the boundary between the UG and the RG is destroyed, forcing a purification. It occurs, albeit incredibly rarely, when the composer and conductor fail to agree on the purification. The composer's permission is not required for a Reaper to continue working in a new area. Such transfers are left up to the conductor. In this case, Shibuya's temporary conductor at the time authorized the transfer of all Reapers and from Shinjuku to Shibuya. I detect no sign nor vibes of the Shinjuku conductor at present. I assume he was destroyed along with Shinjuku. Once a purification has begun, it is standard for the conductor to be invited up to the higher plane. There is almost no evidence of a mass personal transfer after the erasure of a conductor in the past. Almost. Upon reviewing the records, I managed to find 4 cases where the affected area had fallen into imbalance before its purification was decided. One of those cases is Shibuya's impurification. The composer should file a report on the circumstances leading up to Shinjuku's purification at some point, although I doubt he'll do a thorough job of it considering his disinterest in the lower planes. With Shibuya's composer giving his tacit approval to the Shinjuku Reapers, Shibuya's Reapers have no choice but to follow the rules given to them. Regardless of the circumstances, Shiba Miyakaze has effectively become the conductor through legal means, as he was judged to be fit for the role.
What? Okay, that was a lot of this report.
Yeah, that was a long report.
So, all the Reapers stationed in Shibuya, including the conductor, would ordinarily be referred to as Shibuya Reapers. But ongoing conflict has caused those from Shinjuku to be called Shinjuku Reapers. Shinjuku's inversion 3 years ago jump-started its purification. I don't get what that's trying to say. All Reapers from Shibuya called Shibuya Reapers. But
I think it's just because of the transfer of power to the head of Shinjuku Reapers, so that's why it's overall technically the Shinjuku Reapers, even though there are Shibuya Reapers in there. Okay.
Inversion happens when the boundary between the UG and OG is destroyed, forcing purification. The composer and conductor failed to agree on the purification. Not required to continue working in a new area. I'm actually surprised that's up to the conductor, but okay. You go, conductor.
And they're practically the head honcho, right?
No, the composer is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Joshua's the composer.
Oh, right. Although Shibuya's, not Shinjuku's composer also exists as well.
Yeah, but this is saying in general, composer's permission is not required for Reaper to continue working in a new area. Those are left up to the conductor. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm surprised the conductor has that say. Shibuya's temporary conductor at the time authorized the transfer of all Reapers from Shinjuku to Shibuya. So Shibuya's said Shinjuku come. I think that was Yuzuki. I think Yuzuki said this.
Yeah, Yuzuki said that.
I'm not having to break this down. This isn't just like... Okay, so Yuzuki said, all of you Shinjuku can come. I detect no sign... So what happened to the composer of Shinjuku? Also, I detect
do not know.
I detect no sign nor vibes of the Shinjuku conductor at present.
Yeah.
So Shiba was not the conductor.
No, Shiba was the conductor, but his composer is gone.
No, I detect no sign nor vibes of the Shinjuku conductor. I assume he was
really?
destroyed alongside with Shinjuku.
Oh, so Shiba just took up the mantle of it then.
Yeah. But I thought he was the one that caused the Shinjuku. I am so confused by this report.
But he may have caused it, but he may have not been the conductor.
I guess not. Man, that's weird. Once a purification has begun, it is standard for the conductor to be invited up to the higher plane. There is almost no evidence of a mass personal transfer after the erasure of a conductor in the past. When did this happen in Shibuya's case? I don't know. I don't know what to think about this report. This report was something else.
Yeah, this report is a bit of a head turner. Maybe further reports will elaborate on it, but
Yeah, I'm hoping that they do. That's a report I might legitimately have to like sit down and study.
yeah, that one's a bit of a head scratcher. I will agree.
That one's weird. Okay, 11. Restlessness builds among the team leaders, and the proxy's psychological state is far from optimal. I can only hope he will last the week. The team's base groove is abnormally low. Okay, groove was not a term in the last game. You can't just say the base groove is abnormally low. You gotta define that term.
I'm pretty sure it's the because I told you they for some reason changed the translation of it from sing to groove from Japanese to English. Yeah. No idea why they did that, but
Yeah, kind of like they could synchronize with each other. Okay. So the team's base groove is abnormally low. In a system built around teamwork, such irregularities are certain to have a major effect on the outcome of the game. A network, called the RNS, was created specifically for this game. The ease with which it measures each individual's vibe and imagination makes it a useful tool for the management of both players and Reapers. However, making this information viewable also makes it accessible from the OG. It can only be found by those who know of the UG's existence and are sufficiently proficient with networks. No modulation is required to communicate between planes this way, though it is yet unclear if other issues arise as a result. That seems arbitrary, but I'll accept that.
it's basically talking about rhyme.
Rhyme, yeah.
And
No, I knew it was talking
and
about
how
rhyme.
she was talking about Kaie,
Yeah, no,
which we see the complications in the final day.
yeah. Which I knew that, like, I knew that's what those were talking about, but that just seems arbitrary. That's like, yeah, they made a network, and so the network is viewable from the OG, but you have to know about the UG to tap into it. It's like, okay, that's kind of arbitrary. Like, I don't know why internet works between dimensions, but sure, okay. Why not?
Well, it might be because it's potentially based off the RGs.
Maybe. It's possible that communicating through the network could inhibit imagination, just as the full meaning and imagination of a work of art cannot be captured on a screen. I am no Yep, it's Hanekoma. I am no longer active as Cat, but if and when I resume, I must keep in mind how my works will be perceived when shared digitally, and alter my methods of expression accordingly. But perhaps the developer of the ONS could provide me with some insight in that regard. So when the original game came out, it was 2007. People still didn't really have cameras with them all the time.
Yeah.
So I find that very interesting. They're kind of acknowledging, like, even though they also changed the timeline, so now the game took place in, like, I guess 2019 or 2018.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really fit anymore, but also it still, I guess, kind of applies if you just ignore the fact that they changed the years.
Yeah, probably just safe to ignore it.
Yeah. But, like, I find that I like that. It's like, yeah, it had a message to it, and it was to get people to gather, but now there's a screen and like everything's gone digital, so I have to change my methods to keep up to date with. So that explains why he wasn't active as Cat. It doesn't explain why he wasn't in this game at all, or why like the cafe was closed.
I don't know.
But I can accept that much, why he wasn't active as Cat.
Yeah. Alright. So, number 12?
Yep.
Alright. There has been a change in the proxy's psychological state, as well as an improvement to relations between the members of his team. This is good news. However, the proxy's soul remains stagnant as ever. I have yet to fully analyze the stagnation, as I am currently unable to take any action beyond observing and hoping for the best. By Shinjuku's rules, Reapers are limited in the actions they may take. Of course, obstructing players is not allowed on a basic level. The primary enemies that players face are other players, namely those of opposing teams. Thus, any team aiming for the top must go through the Runebringers. The proxy and his team are taking a different approach against this seemingly unbeatable Runebringers. To what extent it goes against the rules of the game remains to be seen. I doubt the conductor will sit idly by and let them do as they please. If he is forced to make a move, things will either end very well or very poorly. As previously stated, Reapers are not allowed to interfere in the game, and yet one of them is currently doing just that. It's possible that her Reaper status will be stripped from her, but where will that leave her once the game is over?
Shoka.
Yeah, we saw what happens to Shoka.
Yeah.
But it does. So weird is. So Rindo's state improved at this point, but his soul is still remaining stagnant.
Yeah, that's weird. Well, I think it's because, like, at this point, he is getting that, like, fiction, and so he's not just adopting other people's views, which is technically a step in the right direction, but he's more, like, going backwards instead of forwards.
It's either that or he just hasn't changed direction yet.
Yeah. Well, because, like, think about what's going on at this point in the game. It's, like, middle to end of the second week. They keep throwing all these options at him instead of just being like, yeah, I like that option, let's go with it. He's butting heads and saying, no, I don't like that option. But he's not making a choice. He's still indecisive. So he's just saying, no, I don't want to do anything. I'm tired of this game. Versus actually being productive and coming up with solutions. So I think that's why his soul still stays stagnant, because it's not like he's making his own decisions now. It's, I'm not going to make my own decision, I'm just not going to take yours.
Yeah.
So I think that could be the reason why.
Potentially, yeah.
Let's go with 13. The leader of the Pure Hearts, one Matoi Anazawa, has gotten himself into a dire predicament. While alive and online, he found himself a loyal follower in the proxy. If Matoi Anazawa is to face Erasure, it would likely have a significant effect on the proxy, though to what extent remains to be seen. Online communication can result in negative or positive outcomes, just the same as face-to-face communication. However, the opacity and anonymity accompanying digital communication leaves it participate. Blah 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 blah. The opacity and anonymity accompanying digital communication leaves its participants more susceptible to misunderstanding. It must have been quite a shock for the proxy to see Motoi Anazawa's true nature, which was invisible to him online. As predicted, Shoka Sakurane has been demoted from Reaper to player, as punishment for meddling in the game and directly assisting players. Reapers face very few restrictions on the ONS. They may interact with the OG freely so long as they do not reveal their identities. But should they be demoted, their account is deleted, and a separate player account takes its place. With her old account deactivated, Shoka Sakurane is no longer able to interact with the proxy as his online friend, unless she chooses to reveal herself as such. She has aided the proxy via messaging up to now, but with the option no longer available to her, her next course of action is unclear. Okay. We kind of knew this as well.
Yeah, I feel this one's pretty straightforward.
It's
It's on to 14? I don't
pretty
think
much
there's much to
describing-
discuss with 13.
yeah, like there was,
It pretty much just describes the day's events.
yeah, it just described like, yeah, Motoi was kind of a jerk. Online communication can be bad or good. Congratulations. And Shoka was helping them, and her account got deleted. Okay.
Yeah. On to 14, I guess.
Yeah.
The conductor has made his intentions known to the player, although it would be impossible for him to carry out his goal of destroying Shibuya merely as the conductor. He believes himself to be the executor as well, sent from the higher plane to purify the city. The pure hearts have been erased as expected. Only 2 teams remain, discounting the Runebringers. With the Runebringers' true nature revealed, it is likely the rules will change next game to reflect that the players stand to oppose the Reapers rather than each other. I detected unique vibes emanating from a certain inanimate object. I found it odd that an old stuffed animal should show up, but as it turns out, it is temporarily housing a disordered soul. Shinjuku's conductor saved the soul it contains, paid the price with his own erasure. An angel's power is needed to free the captive soul, but there is still no sign of the composer, and I am forbidden from meddling in the game. I doubt the executor would be willing to help, considering he most likely trapped it there to begin with. Our only available options are to leave the soul imprisoned or locate someone else with the means to release it. I suspect the original creator of the stuffed animal, a player who managed to return to the RG 3 years ago, would be able to assist. Unfortunately, she is currently absent from Shibuya.
Shiki. Okay. So, okay, I just need to reread the first page. Okay, so the first page wasn't too much. So, that was Shiki's Mr. Mew doll.
Is it Shiki's directly or just the Gato Neko thing of it?
Well, only available options are to leave the soul imprisoned or locate someone else with the means to release it. I suspect the original creator of the stuffed animal.
I guess, but I'm just more of like, how is there Mr. Mew with her to begin with?
Yeah, like why did Tsugumi have Mr. Mew?
Yeah.
Also,
Like, I don't think it's the same as Shiki's, but
I think they actually
I don't
did
know.
slightly change the design, but I guess that is supposed to be Shiki. I don't know. That's weird. I don't like that. So the conductor of Shinjuku sacrificed himself. So that's why we don't see the actual Shinjuku conductor.
mm-hmm.
But he
Yeah.
didn't try to put it in there. Someone else put it in there.
Pretty sure that was no, what's his name? Xander Mobus's character put her in there.
Kubo. Yeah.
Kubo.
That's what
yeah.
it hints at. I doubt the
I'm pretty
executor
sure it
would be
was,
willing to
like-
help, considering he most likely trapped it. So what did the conductor do then?
I think he just helped her escape outside of Shinjuku's confines.
Okay, that might be.
but that's about it.
And Shiki's currently absent from Shibuya. Where did Shiki go during this game?
I don't know. They didn't really mention it. It was left pretty vague.
Yeah. 15, I guess.
Yeah.
The game's rules have changed significantly. Players, as well as
Yeah.
Reapers, or even the conductor, may erase their opponents after defeating them. At the same time the rules changed, Shiba made an unforeseen move against Shibuya. An inversion is underway. The noise released by the conductor have destabilized the code of the entire Shibuya region. The lower planes, including the UG and OG, are particularly unsteady. The code is a set of laws that binds together the souls that make up all of existence. Think of it as the screws which hold everything together. Are they redefining what the code is? Because they explained what the code was, and this isn't it. Well, I guess it kind of is, but it's also not. Whatever.
I don't know.
Some of Shibuya's screws are loose, and others have been removed altogether, leaving nothing to support the city but its own weight. In other words, Shibuya is on the brink of collapse. The deterioration of the boundary between the OG and the UG is being hastened by rapidly multiplying noise. If the boundary is lost, the city will be torn apart and purified. There are many in the higher plane who believe normal purification has no meaning, as it maintains the existing planar framework. However, it is generally agreed that inversions should not be utilized due to the complete loss of character the affected area undergoes, as its framework is destroyed and rebuilt. And yet the composer maintains his silence as Shibuya faces the same fate as Shinjuku before it. While Shibuya has undergone dramatic changes, the proxy's psychological state is surprisingly stable. This could be interpreted as positive personal growth, as he has come to understand the situation he has been placed in, as well as what actions to take in response. Shoka Sakurane has joined the proxy's team. Her extraordinary powers should make her a fine addition.
So there's a difference between the purification done by an inversion and regular purification.
Okay. I'm guessing the inversion is what destroys just everything. What does regular purification do then?
I think it's just like more of a change of culture type thing.
I don't know if it's that nice. I think it's like a wipe out the people, leave the place kind of thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know what the difference is. I mean, there was the interesting thing in the game where they talked about the river. And they're like, yeah, the Shibuya River is still flowing. But the Shibuya River is connected to Shinjuku and flows from Shinjuku to Shibuya. So, like, if Shinjuku's gone and this river's still flowing, what is going on with it? So, I don't know.
I don't know. And maybe it depends slightly on the composer of the time as well.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that one either.
On to 16, I guess, then?
Yep.
Alright. One of the Shinjuku Reapers has been eliminated. I suspect the conductor saw this coming. Angels emit vibes strong enough to alter the minds of those in the lower planes. Reportedly, many Shinjuku Reapers have sensed a change in Shiba Miyakaze's personality over time. I wonder how he will feel about all this after the executor leaves and allows him to return to his former self. The proxy has now used the replay ability 8 times, his pin absorbing the resulting planar distortions and changing appearance with each use. At present, there are no apparent adverse effects. I am concerned about the physical changes to the proxy's pin. It may indicate some kind of fundamental difference from the other pins. Perhaps replay isn't a latent ability at all. It is far too powerful and would make much more sense as a gift bestowed upon the proxy via the pin. The player pins were almost certainly made by the executor. As an angel, he would be able to prepare special pins at will. It is unclear when and how the proxy acquired his pin. Logically, it must have been on the day he arrived in the UG. All I know for certain is the several factors influencing the proxy's fate were in play that day. In any case, to give him such a pin, knowing he is the composer's proxy, would be either incredibly brave or incredibly insolent.
So I think I mentioned that I felt like the pin kept changing, and you're like, no, the pin didn't change.
No,
Pin
no,
changed.
I agreed after they mentioned it, but
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting.
yeah. I feel like it has to be at that, like, because you know how Rindo drops his pin at the beginning of the game?
Does he? Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that one figure, and I can't tell who it is, but I don't think it's just a generic NPC.
Do you think it's Josh?
Well, I was just thinking it had to be like one of the angels, potentially.
Either Haas or... Yeah, that could be.
Like either Haas, Josh, or Kubo.
Also,
One of the three.
one report 16. I know Haas didn't show up till the ending, but seriously, give me some explanation for who he is before like the final day, and they're just like, yeah, he's just another angel dude. Oh my gosh.
We'll see.
Some kind of fundamental difference from the others. Perhaps replay isn't a lane ability at all. Okay, so this is saying that, yeah, Rindo isn't the cause of the replay.
Mm-hmm.
The player pins were almost certainly made by the executor. As an angel, he would be able to prepare special pins at will. When or how he acquired this pin is unknown. On the day he arrived to the UG. In any case... Yeah, that's... Things are heating up. That's for sure.
Yep, on to 17 then?
Nope. It's me. The Varia beauties have been erased. This is a major blow to the Proxy's team, as Canon Tachibana provided them with vital emotional support. Tosai Furusawa's soul is clearly the most heavily affected, despite his fundamental evasiveness and unwillingness to show his true feelings. Once experience leads one to hold a certain belief, it is difficult to alter that mindset. This often leads to bitterness and anguish. I wonder just how much of this bitterness, Tosai Furusawa will be able to bear facing. The answer may very well depend on the Proxy and his teammates. Still, this is no time for idle talk. The Proxy's team is the only one left. The conductor is oddly fixated on the team's unstable state. I would go so far as to say he seems more concerned with his enemies than the battle itself. As events unfold, it is not unthinkable that he might join forces with the Proxy. With the conductor's plans laid bare, every Reaper, particularly the Shibuya Reapers, will be forced to choose a side. Some of them, who know what I am, occasionally try to contact me, but I cannot respond. The Shibuya Reapers will need to grow and adapt if they are to overcome this. My old cafe on Cat Street, the one that served as my base 3 years ago, is always open to them. I hear that some drop by on occasion. Notably, the faint vibes I felt from Shinjuku have returned to their full form of strength. Someone is coming. Someone who can help decide Shibuya's fate. Don't hurt me so.
But that's interesting. I have to imagine that's what is it?
Neku?
No, not Neku. I meant by the talking about the Reapers who visited the cat cafe.
Yuzuki and Korea?
I wouldn't think Uzuki would, but what was his name again?
Korea?
Korea. There we go.
Maybe it's Coco.
I mean no, she doesn't like him. Remember?
That's kind of true. Yeah, about that.
At the end of New Day, she says, "You stupid old man, what are you doing interfering with my plans?" or something along those lines.
I mean, that's fair, but also she was trying to prevent the invasion before it began, and he was getting in the way of that.
True.
But after that, but he didn't know what she was doing. He was just like, "Hey, you kind of created a gigantic noise,
Yeah.
and you brought 2 living people into the UG for no reason. Can I have them back?"
Yeah.
So that like there's a little bit of a misunderstanding there.
Fair enough. But otherwise, it's just kind of the day's events plus
Josh
what
might
is
be
it?
joining.
You mean Neku?
No, the conductor is oddly. Oh, conductor. I read composer. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'd go so far as to say he seems more concerned with his enemies than the battle itself. As events unfold, it's not unthinkable that he might join forces with the proxy.
which is what happens at the end with Shiba helping them.
Yeah.
But on to 18 then. I
Wait, so the
guess?
old cafe was open.
Yeah.
Why wasn't it open in the game? They didn't have any signs for it or anything. Why was that not a restaurant?
I don't know, maybe because there wasn't exactly anyone running it.
The one that served as my base 3 years ago is always open to them. I hear that some drop by on occasion. I don't know. I guess you do go there during one of the days with Neku. And like Beat even says like, wait, are we going where I think we're going? And it's like, if you think we're going where I think we're going, then yeah, we're going there. But not to see the person you think. So maybe?
Maybe. Yeah, Karya's on Cat Street a lot. He must have been the one who was trying to contact Hanekoma.
But I don't think he knew Hanekoma.
He had a run into him. He did have a run in with him a few times, remember?
Yes, but like he didn't know that he was an angel or like there was anything special with him. He kind of just thought he was just there. He's like, I don't know why you're here or messing with
Okay,
the
but
game,
also Karya is a character who knows a lot more than he lets on.
That's also true. Yeah, we'll see.
I don't think it's gonna be elaborated on.
No, probably
I'm
not.
just gonna
But...
say that, but... Anyways, 18?
Yep. Neku!
Yes. Neku Sakuraba has returned to Shibuya. As I suspected, the vibes I picked up 17 days ago were his. Being the last team standing has provided the Wicked Twisters with a sense of unity, but Daisuke Nojo Bito appears to believe it is his sole responsibility to carry the team. I can't say he was wrong in his actions towards Minamimoto, but the fact remains that he most likely would have been erased by the ex-Reaper had Neku not arrived. The team has narrowly avoided disaster. Let's hope they can carry on that momentum. Minamimoto's focus was purely on the planar distortions when he turned half noise and went berserk. He may not be able to clearly measure the distortions from the UG, but that he can sense them at all is an impressive feat. I suspect he is also becoming aware of the distortions himself, along with the fact that these distortions should be undetectable from the UG. Minamimoto seems to have come to the same conclusion I have. Replay is too powerful an ability to be wielded by one from the lower planes. I am beginning to piece together the Executor's plan. One more thing that concerns me is the Proxy's soul. Its stagnation has returned in full force just when it seemed it might finally fade away. There must be some cause for this, be it the Proxy's fear of Minamimoto or uncertainties surrounding his own interactions with Neku.
So I'm a little disappointed because I thought they would explain like why Neku came back when he did. Like, why did he not do so earlier, or like why he came back and just finished off Minamimoto so Beat didn't die. Like, there was nothing.
I don't know. Sorry, excuse me.
That thing's like, I mean, I wanted Neku to come back, obviously, but I'm just like, the way he came back, it just felt kind of random and arbitrary. Like, they didn't explain why he did the way he did.
Mm-hmm.
And this didn't go into any more detail. It was just like, yeah, he's back now. It's like, okay, he's been gone for 3 years in Shinjuku. We don't really know what he's been doing in Shinjuku for the past 3 years. And we don't know how he made his way back to Shibuya. How did he make his way back to Shibuya?
I don't know.
Yeah, like that. Okay. That's disappointing that they didn't. Maybe they'll explain it in the next one.
Yeah, maybe.
Also, I like that Rindo is unsure about Neku. It's like they're just like, yeah, it's the two pro tags talking to each other. He doesn't know how he's gonna live up next to the legendary player.
Well, of course.
Yeah, it's like okay. Neku Sakuraba has joined forces with the proxy. The composer had sent him from Shibuya into Shinjuku during its purification. Presumably to have him handle the situation there and keep him isolated and safe from those who would target him for his abilities. The composer sent him there. I thought Coco sent him there.
Well, Coco sent him back to the UG by killing him, but I don't know if her plan was to try and send him to Shinjuku or if that was Joshua's.
It sounds like Joshua's. Well, Joshua was just like, so I could send you back to life and just like leave you out of this. But no, we're just gonna send you to Shinjuku for fun. Okay.
I mean, he did say something like along the lines of, I trusted you to handle the problem, to Neku towards the end. And Neku said, I knew that you would, or something along those lines.
Yeah, I think he did say something like that. As for the proxy, his soul remains stagnant. I have yet to identify what exactly is preventing its growth. This would be much simpler if I could sit down and talk with him. After repeated demands, I have finally obtained the report on Shinjuku's purification. On the surface, the game involved a conflict between the conductor and the Reapers. In actuality, the composer, eager to purify Shinjuku, planted the executor amongst the Reapers to oppose and take down the conductor. This explains why the conductor was erased and the Reapers transferred to a new area. Tsugumi Matsun... actually, do you want to continue reading this? I actually just got a text from work, so I gotta... respond to that. Text.
If we want to finish up this one really quick and then call it, that's fine.
No, I just need to answer this text. So if you just read 19.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Do you want me to just finish it up?
Yeah, it's fish
For
19.
19 at least? Okay. I'll just start from the last paragraph that you were. After repeated demands, I have finally obtained the report on Shinjuku's purification. On the surface, the game involved a conflict between the conductor and the Reapers. In actuality, the composer, eager to purify Shinjuku, planted the executor amongst the Reapers to oppose and take down the conductor. This explains why the conductor was erased and the Reapers transferred to a new area. Tsugumi Matsunai had her suspicions about the executor, so he sealed her soul away to be safe. She was once a Reaper, though the executor removed her status after she allied herself with her older brother Shinjuku's conductor. In Shinjuku, to lose your Reaper status is to be erased. Knowing he was defeated, Shinjuku's conductor used the last of his strength to save his sister's soul in a stuffed animal. That stuffed animal belonged to one Shiki Misaki. A Shibuya Reaper must have taken it to Shinjuku. As a result, Tsugumi Matsunai became the lone survivor of Shinjuku's purification, once more a Reaper but sealed away and closely monitored by the Executor. She acted through no will of her own, as her soul was trapped by noise. However, she was still able to send messages to the proxy using her latent trailer ability. The noise binding her is now gone. If the damage to her plush vessel can be fixed, her soul will be free.
Okay, so I missed all of that, but please repeat.
Well, I mean, you can repeat if you want.
Yeah, so I just didn't want to have a bunch of silence while I was doing this work text. Okay, so I finally obtained the report on Shinjuku's purification. On the surface, the game involved a conflict between the conductor and the Reapers. In actuality, the composer, eager to purify Shinjuku, planned the executor to oppose and take down the conductor. Okay, so the composer wanted to purify Shinjuku, asked for the executor, and they betrayed the conductor.
Yeah. Kubo was planted there.
Yeah.
On purpose.
By the composer. Still don't know who the Shinjuku composer is, but okay, we'll accept that. Actually, it might be Haas.
Probably is Haas.
Because I think they said earlier that like the composer ascends to the higher plane.
Mm-hmm.
Tsugumi Matsunai, I don't know how to pronounce her name, had her suspicions.
Matsunai, yeah, that.
Matsunai had her suspicions about the Executor, so he sealed her soul away to be safe. She was once a Reaper, though the Executor removed her status after she allied herself with her older brother, Shinjuku's conductor. She was related to the Shinjuku conductor. In Shinjuku, to lose your Reaper status is to be erased. Knowing he was defeated, Shinjuku's conductor used the last of his strength to save his sister's soul and a stuffed animal. That stuffed animal belonged to one Shiki Misaki. Why? The Shibuya Reaper must have taken it to Shinjuku. When? As a result, Tsugami Tsune became the lone survivor of Shinjuku's purification, once more a Reaper, but sealed away and closely monitored by the Executor. She acted through no will of her own, as her soul was trapped by noise. However, she was still able to send messages to the proxy using her late trailer ability. Just call it the trailer ability. Oh my gosh. The noise binding her is now gone. If the damage to a plush vessel can be fixed, her soul will be freed. You want to switch off then? I'll do the even numbers since I already finished 19.
I can still do 20. That's fine. But yeah, no. Yeah, the only person who I could think of that's a Reaper from, well, actually no, it could have been Coco. It would have to be Coco, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but why did she have the doll? Why did she have Mr. Mew?
Yeah, I couldn't explain that, but it has to be Coco because she was friends with her.
Yeah. And why Mr. Mew of all things? Like, I feel like there's better things to keep her safe in than Mr. Mew.
I don't know, maybe it was just because, like, maybe Shiki had started, like, selling maybe, like, prototypes in the few months, because, like, I believe New Day takes, like, a little while after the main game, right?
A little bit. Not too long. Few months.
So either there were prototypes in production that were able to be obtained and sent within that time, or Shiki just abandoned Mr. Mew.
Which I would hate that to be the case. Anyways, let's, I guess move on to number 20.
Yeah. The Shibuya River is known to be a unique place even amongst the entities of the higher plane. Its source is in Shinjuku, meaning it should have disappeared in the purification, and yet it continues to flow unseen in its own plane. What an excellent idea to hide souls there to spare them from purification. Kaiichi Suzuki loved the game and cared for his compatriots more than any other Shinjuku Reapers. His actions leave no room for doubt. Most of the Shinjuku Reapers remain the close bonds that they shared back in Shinjuku. I know not what kind of Reaper Shiba Miyakaze was before being worked by the Executor, but judging by the Shinjuku Reaper's unflinching devotion to him, he must have been exceptionally charismatic. It is yet unknown if Shiba Miyakaze will be released from the Executor's influence at the end of the game. Even if he does not manage to return to his former self, he will be forced to face the tragic reality that the loss of his friends was brought about by his own actions. Neku Sakuraba is wary of the proxy's powers. The pin continues to endlessly absorb the generated distortions. Absorb, but not destroy. They are likely being stored for some purpose. I wonder what the composer thinks of all this. There is still no sign of movement from him. Does he have a plan at all? Tomorrow will tell.
This is the final day, right?
This one is from before the final day, though.
This is day 6, but I mean like moving up, looking up.
Yeah, just, I forget where, the 100%. Okay, we already went over the 100% one. That was 10, the long one. Makes sense. But and then 24 is the one that's received after unlocking everything else, so.
So I keep getting
The 21 through... No, you're good. So 21 through 23 are the ones that cover the final day. Gosh, that final day was long.
Yeah, it was.
Ugh.
Let me actually. I have to check something for work. Keep talking. Keep stalling. Give me your thoughts on this.
I don't know. This one, I don't think there was much. If you were to ask me about the previous one, I mean, I am kind of curious on who exactly what's her name, Sugumi's brother was, but
Uh,
yeah, otherwise, I don't know.
yeah. I know not what kind of Reaper he was before, but in ways Reaper's unflinching devotion to him, he must have been exceptionally charismatic. I like that Neku kind of knows. Like, hey, slow down on using this pin. Like, don't use it unless I say so.
Yeah.
He's like, no one else, like everyone else, like, oh, cool ability, we should use it, and he's just like, slow down on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, are we good to move on to 21?
I'm still checking something for work. Unless you want to do 21.
No, I'll wait. Instead, I will be right back.
Okay. Yeah, so tomorrow's a holiday, but I was planning on going to work, get extra hours, and now they're asking if I'm still available to do that because they do know, because I had to miss Friday. So I've got to try and figure out what I can do. Dang, these are not great COVID test days, not at times.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't get a COVID test till Tuesday, and by Tuesday, technically my 5 days would be up, which I can still take the test anyways. But
Wouldn't hurt, but yeah. Anyways, ready to move on to 21 or?
I'm just scheduling a test right now.
Okay. Just start whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Schedule till 3.
Okay. We're good. Although I might get another text from my boss. We'll see. The planar distortions caused by replay were all a part of the executor's plan to purify Shibuya. The condition of the proxy and his comrades has taken a sudden turn for the worse. The ability to turn distorted energy into noise is entirely unique. It is likely latent to the executor, either allowing him to create noise or granting him some comparable power. In essence, the distortions were once souls. They manifest from the thoughts and lost time of those whose timelines were cut off from canonical history. The proxy's pin stores the distortions born from each abandoned timeline, causing them to behave similarly to those source thoughts and birth new distortions. In other words, the pin allows the distortions to grow and multiply with each journey back in time. The birds the proxy saw are new distortions spawned from those stored in the pin, given an order compliant, compliant, order compliant, and readily storable form. Generally,
Compliant.
Generally, souls need a catalyst in order to take form. The executor's pin must be the catalyst in this case, generating noise in advance and transplanting the distortion's imagination into them. The executor is exceptionally adept at handling noise. There is a strong possibility that the noise present bird form is temporary and will change at some point. If its shape is undefined and constantly changing, the proxy and his team have a tough battle ahead of them. Shibuya is in grave danger. So this pretty much just said what we kind of already knew as well.
Yeah.
Like, yep, the executive planned for this. It goes into a little more detail about what they are. Like, it's the thoughts from timelines that are no longer canon to history.
Yeah. Though I believe that was also kind of stated, although it was mostly just subjecture from Neku.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, not much. Not much in that one.
On to 22.
Shibuya.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's you. It's you.
Yeah. No, I know. I was just saying, are we good to move on?
Yeah, I started reading.
Yeah, no, you're good. Shibuya has received a new visitor, one that even the composer must not have expected. It is the same individual who drew up the report on Shinjuku's inversion. But why would he come to Shibuya? Probably not to take care of the executor. Whatever business he may have with Tanzo Kubo can wait until after the purification. It seems that Shinjuku's composer, one Hazuki Mikagi, has eliminated the executor's noise and given the proxy another chance. I have an idea as to why. Shibuya's composer must be shaking his head right now. I have finally determined what was causing the proxy soul to stagnate, his fear of taking responsibility. When reliable allies such as Minamimoto, Daisuke Nojo Bito, and Neku Sakuraba appeared and took the reins, the relief of being freed from responsibility stilled the proxy's mind. Ironic that it was the famously unsympathetic composer of Shinjuku that led me to this conclusion. Shibuya now owes its continued existence to the proxy's use of replay to undo its destruction. It is up to the proxy to decide whether or not to turn back time. He undeniably has that right. Shibuya has withstood destruction, but now stands to face an even greater danger. The challenge before us is one we cannot refuse.
I missed all that again. Shibuya has received a new visitor, one that even the composer must not have expected. This very same individual who drew up the report on Shinjuku's inversion. But why would he come to Shibuya? Probably not to take care of the executor. Whatever business he may have, Tanzo can wait until after the purification. Seems that Shinjuku's composer, one Hazuki okay, so that's what we guessed. That was a theory. Has eliminated the executor's noise and given the proxy another chance. I have an idea as to why Shibuya's composer must be shaking his head right now. Wait. I have finally determined what was causing Proxy Soul to stagnate. His fear of taking responsibility. When reliable allies such as Minamimoto, Beat, and Neku appeared and took the reins, the relief of being freed from responsibility stilled the Proxy's mind. Ironic that it was the famously unsympathetic composer of Shinjuku that led me to this conclusion. Shibuya now owes its continued existence to the proxy's use of replay to undo its destruction. It is up to the proxy to decide whether or not to turn back time. He undeniably has that right. Shibuya has withstood with destruction, but now stands to face an even greater danger. The challenge before us is one. Okay, so it confirms the theory. I don't know if there's a whole lot to say about this one either, though, besides just confirming that Haz was the Shinjuku composer before becoming an angel.
Yeah, and that basically it was to give Rindo the test.
Yeah. So I still gotta Keep texting work. Make sure plans are in order.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. You going to get dinner after this, or make yourself something?
I might. And then I'm planning doing Gravity Rush. Maybe not tonight. I wanted to do it tonight. Are you free tomorrow?
Yeah. I'll see. I'll see if I'm free tomorrow or not. I have just a few things that I need to get done before I go to class on Tuesday, but hopefully it shouldn't take too long.
Whatchamacallit? Oh yeah, I got a new bathroom, by the way. That's fun.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, my apartment complex finally renovated it. They didn't tell us they were going to do it. Well, no, they said they would do it over winter break, and then they proceeded to not do it over winter break, and then they just showed up. And then we're like, okay.
Okay then.
Yeah.
But
So I kind of like that.
yeah, I mean,
The taking responsibility thing, though. That's cool. Oh, you were saying something?
Oh, I was just gonna say that was kind of a problem with your apartment, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've had many problems with our bathroom. But
Yeah.
they actually renovated it, not because we complained about it enough, but because they were doing that anyways. Next fall, they're going to have all the apartments newly renovated bathrooms, and they were asking for volunteers to be renovated during the winter so they could get ahead of that before the summer. And we volunteered because we're like, yep, we're tired of having problems with the bathroom. We want a new one. And of course they couldn't do it on time.
I see. Well, at least it was renovated.
Yeah, I don't remember which video it was in that we talked about this, but one of the last few things that we did before December, I mentioned my apartment kind of got flooded with raw sewage, and human waste was.
You mentioned it in the Game Awards stream.
It might have been the Game Awards. Yeah, so we weren't happy after that, and we had problems before that too. That was not the first issue.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
Okay. The Proxies 23. The Proxies team faced a giant bird-shaped noise. It was reborn from the unstable blackbird noise, which were destroyed at the order level and reassembled. This is a clear act of interference by Shinjuku's composer. It allowed the Proxy and his team to focus all of their efforts on one target. Each feather on the phoenix's tail is the karmic representation of a single temporal reverse. Perhaps this is a manifestation of the Shinjuku composer's internal conflict. He's clearly taken an interest in the Proxy and his teammates, yet his desire to see Shibuya purified is unchanged. I believe that his interference, dealing with the Executor, contacting the Proxy, and meddling with the distortions was more than a simple apology to Shibuya. It provided the perfect excuse for Shibuya's composer to make a direct move of his own. However, Shibuya's composer failed to take the bait, remaining inactive to the very end. His reason for appearing to Neku Sakuraba and the others as they connected to Shibuya's imagination was not to help them, but merely to stabilize Neku Sakuraba's mind by reminding him he was there. A look over the vibes recorded by the ONS reveals no evidence of any outside interference. The Proxy's team defeated the Phoenix Cantus through their own and Shibuya's strength. Josh, you sly dog.
He was just there to hype up his boy.
Oh my gosh. Do you know how many Neku and Josh shippers there are? You're not helping.
A lot.
Yeah. Man, this does not help the Neku Josh shippers.
Well, of course.
Oh no, this helps them a lot. It doesn't help me. Oh gosh.
I do like though that like each of the wings that we defeated was meant to represent like one of the reversals we did in the story. It's actually a nice touch.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
never
realize
noticed
that.
that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how you would notice that. It wasn't like there was anything that
I
explicitly
guess
told you
that's
that.
true. Yeah, there's nothing that specifically tells you that, but
Yeah. It would have been cool, like, when you break it, in the audio, it, like, would play, whatchamacallit?
what like his like
The voice
Rendo's
lines.
think of like his voice line of like now it's time to change fate or whatnot.
No, whatchamacallit? He would see what the future looked like at the beginning of each day before he did the replay. It would play that scene.
Oh, or just like at least a little snippet of it, right?
Yeah. Just play, like, a little bit of each scene when you break them.
Yeah, I guess that would have been cool.
Yeah. He was just there to hype up Neku. He did nothing. I still can't get over that. Oh my gosh. And
All right.
so the Shinjuku composer wanted to purify Shibuya. I thought he said that he didn't want to purify Shibuya, that Kubo just went crazy.
No, because Kubo was there by his own design, basically. You know.
Well, he was there for Shinjuku. I don't think he planned for Shibuya to be taken over.
Well, maybe he just sees humanity as a whole, because like he still wasn't convinced by Rindo at like when Rindo told him what makes humanity so great and whatnot. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. On to the last one.
Yep.
All right. Number 24. Now that the game is over, I finally have permission to contact the composer. Several days have passed since then, and the composer has already completed 2 orders of business. One of them concerns Neku Sakuraba. Using a sample from a parallel world, one where Neku never went to Shinjuku and instead lived peacefully in the RG for 3 years, the composer modified the space and memories around Neku so that he may once again reside in the RG without issue. This is not particularly unusual, as the same steps must be taken when returning a Reaper to the RG. The other order of business concerns Shoka Sakurane. Her Reaper status lost, her destruction at the end of the game was all but assured. However, the composer saves her soul at the precise moment it diffused for deletion. She has been reborn in the RG in Shibuya. I believe this is a rare expression of gratitude on the composer's part. Gratitude toward the proxy, that is. The proxy has also returned safely to his life in the RG. Through him, I have learned much about the network as a simulated plane of existence, as well as its effects on human emotion. There is no denying its use as a tool to expand one's world. However, it is up to the user to explore and experience that expanded world themselves, lest it remain a mere simulation. Enjoy the present and keep moving forward. Perhaps by refusing to interfere, the composer meant to convey to Shibuya the importance of accepting our circumstances and taking action yourself. I have one final note directed at the proxy, Rindo Kanade. The decision you made took courage, and I thank you for it. I sincerely hope we can meet in person someday.
Okay. To equal. Make a third one. No, okay, I think we talked about this before as well, but I am still absolutely mad at Square Enix for the way they treated this game. Specifically the aftermath of this game. Because they said in a market report that this game was a failure, it did not live up to the expectations, and then they said what the expectations were based on. And it was based on games that came out within the same time window last year. Well, the previous year, I should say, because now we're in 2022. The previous year, the games that came out in that time window was Final Fantasy VII Remake and Marvel's Avengers. One, a game based on the biggest movie franchise to ever exist, and the other, the remake to the most popular JRPG ever made. I wonder why it didn't live up to expectations.
Was I really trying to compare it to that? I mean, I at least
Yes.
imagine like the Avengers, because that is kind of the same window frame in the previous year, but Final Fantasy VII remake was not at all.
I think it was the same quarter. I think it was like
No, it
opposite ends of
wasn't
the
the same
quarter.
quarter.
Was it a different quarter?
It was like March. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Final
Either
Fantasy
way,
VII was like March, April.
comparing to either one of those games is so unfair. This is a sequel to a 13-year-old game on the Nintendo DS.
Yeah, April 10th, 2020. I'm like, I wouldn't imagine that.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
still, even just to Avengers, which I think didn't have the best sales numbers, but had decent sales numbers,
Well,
not living
also
up to
brand
Square's
recognition up the
expectations
wazoo.
either. But it didn't live up to Square's recognition either, though. Let's just put that into perspective as well. But
It just makes me mad. So I'm just like, well, they've just killed the franchise because they had too high of expectations for a sequel to a 13-year-old DS game.
you know what they're doing now, right?
Oh yeah, the NFTs.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with NFTs in theory, but like, I don't get the full hype of NFTs. I can understand cryptocurrency. Like I don't have any. But like I'm for like Bitcoin and Dogecoin and whatever.
From
other
from
ones
my
are.
from my understanding, NFTs practically, if you wanted to give like an easy parallel, it's like buying like your name for like those stars and whatnot. It's a certificate that practically means nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's like buying a piece of art, like buying artwork, but it's a digital artwork. And I'm like, okay, I get that art has no objective value. It's all subjective. But also, the thing with owning like original art that's like actually like painted on canvas is that like that's one of a kind, and yes, people can try to forge it, but you can always tell the difference between the forgery or whatever. Versus digital is simply just a right click.
Yeah.
Like I remember when they announced Charlie Bit My Finger was going to become an NFT and they were moving it off YouTube, and so I, like probably thousands of other people, just went convert
Just
to MP4.
downloaded the video.
Yeah, I just hit convert to MP4, and it's just sitting on a hard drive. It's like, congratulations,
Yeah.
have fun selling that. It's like, there's no difference between my copy and the one you sold for $1,000, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So, anyways, I don't know what Square Enix is gonna do with NFTs. I don't understand what their plan is.
They're using it in one of their gacha games currently to test it out.
Are they? I don't
Which in
believe.
some sense somewhat makes sense.
Yeah, I think as a separate ordeal, like merch, I don't have a problem with a company doing that if they want to make NFT merch. My problem more so is tying NFTs into gaming.
It's not doing well. I mean, Ubisoft tried it.
Yeah.
Not many people are taking to it either.
Yeah,
So.
like that's my problem. Like if they say like, hey, new section of the merch store, we are selling NFTs, and the NFTs are like artwork of like concept art for the games, or just whatever like Tetsuya Nomura draws, or it's like NFT of a song that we scratched, or even a song that's in the game, but like now it's there. Like that's fine because that's outside of actual gaming.
Or just some cool fan art.
Yeah. That, because that's outside of actual gaming, but if they try to put it into games and make it like DLC, but the DLC is worth $10,000 and only one person gets it, it's like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
That's what I'm against. So, I'm not entirely against Square Enix having NFTs. It's how are they implementing them in games that bugs me.
Yeah.
Um,
No, for sure.
now the game is over, I finally have permission. We already read this, right?
Yeah.
So he did two things with Neku. One of them, a sample from Pale World, one where Neku never went to Shinjuku, instead lived peacefully in the OG for 3 years. Space. And memories. So does Neku remember being in Shinjuku then? I don't really know. That's
He
kind of
probably
confusing.
does, but he's probably also. Well, I don't know. What would he be getting? I don't know. I'm imagining a lot of. It would be mostly pretty uneventful. So
Yeah.
like I feel like the universe must have been like in a universe where basically the most mundane stuff happened in that 3 years that Neku could basically be smacked back in and not have lost anything.
Yeah. Well, also no, he must remember because he reunites with Shiki, and he's like, "Yeah, Shiki, I've waited 3 years to see you." So
Yeah.
he has to remember.
Hmm.
Shoka. So Josh was the one that saved Shoka right before, and it was not because Shoka did anything, but just like, "Thanks, Vindo, you helped me out."
Yeah. It's like, all right. So I gave you a favor, so just make sure to pay it back in kind when I kill you next time.
Yeah, I know. Windows dying again in the next game.
What do you mean? It's gonna be Rindo and Neku next time.
That is true. They're just gonna keep bringing back every time. You get to like the 5th game in the series, and there's just like 5 pro tags running around. It's just a party of pro tags.
You know, I joke, but it wouldn't surprise me if they at least did bring back one of them.
Oh no, I think they'll bring back Vindo. I think they're done with Neku at this point. I think they've done all they could.
Yeah.
I actually have.
I just don't think it's fair to Neku to kill him a 3rd time, but yeah.
Yeah, I have to actually go.
If you have to go.
Pee for a second, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Josh, talk without me.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. The end part with Hanekoma though. I know we'll probably talk about it more in probably just a few seconds here, but I don't know. It was nice. Oh gosh, I need to get something to eat after this though. Otherwise, yeah, it's just me. Yeah, I don't know. Really is an interesting experience. And you're back. Is he? I don't
What
know.
did I miss?
Nothing much. Just talks about how I like that ending, like closing bit from Hanekoma.
Oh yeah, they want to meet you in person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that too. Fox has also returned home safely. I have learned much about the network as a simulated plane of existence. As its effects on- So he's like, okay, so I like this point too. Because earlier he's like, yeah, I don't know how to do stuff in the digital space. I can only affect, you know, reality. And here he's like, I've learned that, like, you know, network online communication can be just as real and have just the same impact. So you,
If used in the right way.
yes, and if used in the right way. Which is kind of my view on stuff as well. Like, I don't like social media. I don't have social media. I have YouTube and that's it. And that's one thing, like, we talked earlier about the Oculus from that. That's one thing that I dread about the Oculus, is that they require you to have a Facebook account. But I heard they're also getting rid of
Yeah.
that. I believe they're
If they
rid of
are, that's good. Because
Yes.
it's kind of a weird restriction, I find.
Yeah, so I might wait to get it until they actually do remove it, but I believe they said this year they should be creating an alternative.
That's good, because I'm like, not all people want to create social medias. Like, nothing against people that do have it and whatnot, but it's like, some people aren't as big on it as others.
Yeah. Enjoy the present and keep moving forward, perhaps by refusing the interfere? Refusing to... Wow. I read refusing, but for some reason in my mind, it was not refusing, like, saying no, but it was, like, refusing, like, welding for something. I was very
Weird.
confused. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you got to that interpretation.
I don't either. Perhaps by refusing to interfere, the composer meant to convey to Shibuya the importance of accepting your circumstances and taking action yourself. So that explains why Josh wasn't there the whole game. 'Cause the whole point was, Vindo, you gotta take responsibility. You gotta do this yourself. Put on your big boy pants.
Yes.
It took courage, and I thank you for it, sincerely. I like that, because it also is acknowledging, like, yes, time has passed since the first game. So much more is online now than it used to be. But just because it's online doesn't mean that it's like a waste of time. But you have to...
And it doesn't make it any less real.
Yes, but you also have to use it correctly. Because you could just as easily waste your time, be stagnant, not... Okay, I like that. I'll give that game that. That's a pretty good... Yep.
That's some pretty good theming.
I was very down on this game, but after reading the secret reports, it addressed, I think, almost all... Not all. It didn't address some of it, but it addressed almost all of my concerns with this game. It was like,
It addressed a lot of your concerns.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna have to go back and play through this game at some point, especially because I'm trying to 100% it. But okay. I kind of want to do a new game plus now.
Well, you definitely could.
Yeah.
Just on your own time. I'm not joining you for that.
You're not joining me? Do you want to hear me praise this game for once?
No, I'm good.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Cynical Eric is the only Eric I know.
Fair. So I guess, want to finish this?
Yeah.
So, the last thing that we need to do is get the secret ending, because I've not done that yet. Also, I'm aware that I can't hear the audio myself.
This requires us to play the entire last chapter part, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But we can skip the dialogue at least.
I guess that's true. The dialogue does make up a lot of how long the day is.
I wish we could do like a full conversation skip instead of just a fast forward, but oh well.
Yeah, when will Square learn that there is such thing as a skip button?
I forget, where does he want to go?
You could always check the log if you need to. Yeah. Depositor of Shibuya.
It doesn't show up in the log until after he's done talking, so. I don't get why he has us do this runaround. This doesn't really make sense.
Say, friend.
I don't know, just to try and show like what's great about Shibuya.
I guess. Well, I guess if he wanted to be the one to purify it, then he's probably kind of doing what Josh did, where he's like, Dad, is there like a reason to keep this thing?
And
Josh listened to Neku about keeping
Well,
Shibuya, so now he's listening to Rindo about keeping it.
Yeah, but where it differs is that Neku had importance in Shibuya regardless of his friends, whereas it's very much been defined by his friends for Rindo.
Yeah. Well, he didn't. Neku didn't have friends until the game.
Yeah.
Say, friend.
So.
Well, interesting.
Having a light snack while we go through this.
Sounds good. Do I need to be on any specific difficulty to get the secret ending? Do you know?
Didn't say anything. I can check again just to make sure, but
Yeah.
Say, friend.
I can still change it, but I won't be able to change it once I get into it, so. I want to make sure I'm doing it right.
Interesting.
yeah, nope, just replay the final chapter of the game. It'll automatically trigger some additional content.
Okay.
Haven't you seen enough?
Yeah. I'm like, because we already have everything else done.
Okay, wait, I
That's
want to check
required
this.
for it.
Okay, I want to check this. He was tasked with cleansing the city
What, like
when he
a
completed his
janitor?
mission. hunching like a janitor.
The thing is, he didn't
The
stop
thing is,
there.
he didn't stop there.
He
Got a little overzealous and tried to cleanse Shibuya too.
He's always been something.
He's always
of
been
an
something of an
overachiever.
overachiever.
I've taken care of
I've
him.
taken care of him though, so I hope you can forgive me.
me.
See, so that's why I thought he didn't want to cleanse Shibuya, because he's like, yeah, I sent him to Shinjuku, but he's always kind of been too much.
Oh, hold on. Who the hell? Hazuki.
Who are you? Hazuki.
But please,
Please call me Haz.
That's not what I.
I don't know.
Who are you that you made Kubo destroy Shinjuku
I don't know. It's weird.
and then erased him for overstepping?
Well, not destroy.
Not destroy,
And I
cleanse.
didn't erase
I
him.
didn't erase
I exercised him.
I exercised him. That's the first time I've heard that term.
Like a demon?
As I said, Kubo crossed a line, and I have punished him and erased his noise.
So he no longer
He even
exists in
kept this
any
city of
time.
yours from harm.
That
Well, he
light.
never
Kubo?
existed.
Yeah.
He really
he
was
never
the one who
existed in
stuffed
any
Kubo
timeline.
back there.
Mm-hmm.
Although I
Paz
must
made it so
say,
he didn't exist.
probably- What makes it so special?
I can't think of a single thing.
I can't think of a
I
single
like
thing I
about-
like
I don't
about the
get it.
city anymore.
You went through all that. Seems to me like you got what you wanted.
Seems to me like
I
you got what
guess
you
I did.
wanted.
I thought it. But this Shibuya isn't the one I fought for.
How about this?
So it's not that I'm against him going back in time to save his
Take a look at
friends,
that
risking
pen of
Shibuya. It's more so
You can go
the kind of
back
like selfish
once
view
the
that's
time-
like, I saved Shibuya,
Any
but it's all meaningless. Like, I don't even like this place.
Well, it's just because Shibuya, in his view, I guess, was painted by his experience with his friends, you know?
Only
Yeah.
to put their lives on. And what we.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep fast forwarding at this point.
As I said,
I really wish I had audio to my from the game.
Yeah.
I fed it to me one time, but I don't remember how I did it.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember it's hard and not easy.
Shibuya's on the verge of destruction.
Right, yeah.
What the?
No, there's just,
But I won't.
there's
let
just a
that
whole
happen.
bunch of text because you have to go back and fix a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
Greetings, sheeple of Shibuya. Got some red.
Yeah, I might just have to listen to the stream and this be delayed.
We're going again.
Actually, is the subtitles on? I'm trying to think.
Is what?
Subtitles are on. So, I guess I can just
We'll
read the
change our
subtitles and
fate.
be sad.
What subtitles?
Subtitles, during the cutscenes.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, I find it funny that Neku has just now started this game.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. The Neku just started.
Let's move.
So I guess we're not the latest.
No.
The real
I
question is,
think
what would
the
be the
intended-
first to finish uploading, or?
Well, he hasn't even started, like, day one yet, so...
What? He spent an hour.
Yeah. He spent, like, a good, like, first 15 minutes just talking about his experience with the original.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet.
We're going again.
Yeah, you should do it. It's a pretty good video. I'm curious to see, see his thoughts on the game, though.
Yeah.
And just what crazy character voices he's gonna give the cast.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be amazing. I don't know Neku B too much. I
Yeah.
don't like watch regularly, but I've seen the Council of Voices and it's hilarious.
Yeah, no, I like Nico B just for his his voices that he gives to the characters, because it just makes the experience so much.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you would have played this game if you didn't have also the great Ace Attorney games to finish.
We'll change our fate.
That's fair. Well, that's the thing too. Is like when Marvel's Avengers came out, and also when Final Fantasy came out, not a lot of games were coming out at the time. Like I think Final Fantasy was like the only game that came out like for the like surrounding 2-3 weeks, or at least like notable game. But like, what should we call it? This game came out the same day as Great Ace Attorney, and also this like same week as Breath of the Wild. Oh, not Breath of the Wild. Skyward Sword.
Hmm.
And this game
Yeah,
outsold
no,
Skyward
but,
Sword.
We're going again.
For at least a week
No, I think it's overall.
in Europe.
I could be wrong. I thought this overall beat Skyward Sword.
Nope, it was just for a weekend.
Wow, well, that's sad. Either way, still beat
It
Skyward
was
Sword.
just for opening
week.
weekend.
Either way, beating a Zelda game is an impressive feat, even if that game's a remake.
And considered one of the worst Zelda games.
Well, yes, and I do agree with that sentiment. I don't like Skyward Sword. But that said, this version did fix a lot of the problems that, or the reason why people say it was
We'll
the worst
change
one.
our fate.
At least control-wise. I guess it didn't really change the pacing.
Yeah, no. Like, we've played through like around half that game with Matt on his channel on twitch.tv at Tyrion King, but man, that game is so long.
Shameless plug.
Let's move.
I mean, he's like one of the co-hosts on. I mean, it's not too
Yeah, I know.
shameless of a plug.
No, I'm joking. We all heard.
Gotta focus. Let's have a look. We're going again.
Gosh, so much of this day is just rewinding stuff.
Yeah, it is. Which I guess is better than like having to do a bunch of battles.
Yeah, it's true.
Like I don't have to give it much thought. I just kind of have to suck it up and do it.
Yeah, I mean, at least it isn't so bad on a second replay, because
Get in my
we
way.
don't have to be voicing through it, all of it.
Spoke too soon.
What?
Battle.
More trash for the heat.
Required or?
Yeah.
Oh.
We
I think it's
I
just
forgot. You're also watching the stream.
one, though.
Perfectly balanced.
Yeah, but it's like a 30-second delay.
Great job.
I can't see what you're doing in current time.
Yeah, I forgot that you couldn't see what I was actively doing.
Yeah. So I'll see the secret ending just like 30 seconds after you.
Okay, so then I won't say anything. I'll look away and we'll react to it when I see the stream because I can't listen to it anyways.
I guess fair enough.
Not so fast. Just doing my job.
Since we're adjacent,
These aren't big fans.
we've got this. Ain't no stopping us now. Nice. It's showtime.
Oh yeah, speaking of, have you done any grinding for Minami Moto yet?
A little bit,
Wow,
not too much.
we really killed it out there.
Nothing outside of what I did in the Secret Report stream. Which you did watch
I
on the
see.
Secret Report stream, right?
If I say yes, will it make me sound better?
Yes.
Then no, I did not watch it.
Joke.
But I'm not gonna lie.
I actually should have seen that coming. I don't know why that got me off
How-
guard.
How were the other boss battles?
Nothing was bad at all.
Let's move.
Until like the last like 2 or 3. Like literally, like it was only like the last 2 or 3 that I struggled on, and I was on the ultimate, and I just turned down the normal, and it was not a problem at all.
Oh, I see. Was it like Susukichi Form 2 level hard, or?
Yeah, it was Suzukichi Form 2.
Gosh, that boss is so hard.
It's annoying no matter what version of the fight you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
We're going
Well,
again.
I don't know. Suzukichi Form 1 is pretty easy to learn. Suzukichi Form 2 has a pattern to it, but I feel it's like so much harder to like actually do
Yeah.
easily.
Well, because you don't really have a lot of places to like stand, and he just does white attacks.
Yeah. So it's mostly just praying to the RNG basically that you're safe.
Yeah. But I did a majority of them. I think I could be wrong. I think I did a majority of them Ultimate level 1. I definitely did a majority on Ultimate. I don't remember if I was level 1 if I brought it back to 100. I did quite a few of them on them.
We'll change our fate.
So.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. No, the whole thing took me like 2 hours. I was expecting to do it like 2 to 3 streams. I was not expecting to get it done in 2 hours. That was
I mean, I figured it's only like a boss in like a specific area each day, so...
Yeah, but I also thought I had to get to that area, and I thought the areas would be like late in the day, but like all the areas, like the starting areas, are right next to the starting areas.
Oh, that's actually not horrible. I would think it would have been later too, but if it's that simple, I guess it's not horrible.
Yeah. No, it was not a bad situation. Da 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 da.
We're going again.
Change of fate. Okay, getting close.
Yeah, no kidding.
I might turn down
Time
the
to
microphones
reawaken Shibuya's imagination. Everybody ready?
Okay.
when the secret port plays.
God's willing.
So that way people can
Just breathe.
get the secret
We
port.
got this.
You mean the secret ending?
Yeah, secret ending. That's what I mean.
Yep.
I guess you're still in. Well, Nick.
Ah, it's cheeky. Sorry,
There's
it's
so
not
much
replay-
fan service in the ending.
Yeah, it's
Wait.
what I love. Wait,
He's here.
he's here,
Isn't he?
Yep.
Yep, right over there.
You mean you can see him?
See him, talk to
See
him,
him, talk to him, smack him on the head if I want. I like the scene because I love Shaky.
You finally came back to us.
Finally came back
I
to
knew
us.
you
I
would.
knew you would.
Neku,
Neku, I don't know if you
don't
can
know
see
if-
me right now,
but
but I'm so glad you're here.
Shiki,
Shaky,
I can see you just
you're
fine.
just fine.
And soon,
And soon
you'll be able to see me.
too.
You want me to translate?
You want me to
yo?
translate, yo?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
We'll see each other
See each
later.
other later. My boy!
Commence operation.
Focus.
Focus. I love that they do the focus like when he was
Well,
scanning
look
people,
at that.
which like in
People
the
are
original
finally
game.
waking up. Oh, you
Never thought of, but I think it's time for me to get to work.
Oh, did you hear about the AI voiceover NFT?
AI voiceover.
can some
Zero.
No.
I'm guessing no. Yeah, no, I forget. I think it was Troy Baker, I believe, was basically trying to
Neku?
sell it basically as a thing for replacing like
Tell her I'm
voice
fine.
actors getting like
well, we haven't got much time
more
left.
of like like oaths for fans and whatnot.
Need a
And
hand
a
there,
lot of the
partner?
VA community did not like.
Josh.
That's weird.
Chris, kid?
No one invited me to this little
I
reunion.
kind of missed
so
that
I
because I'm slightly
invited
paying
myself.
attention to what's happening.
I
'Cause I
must
just want to
say,
see the Josh
this is
scene.
quite the impressive scheme you've devised.
Yeah, no, I can just send you the video I
I hope
watched
you don't
on it
mind
later.
if I stick around
But
and
yeah.
observe.
I hope you don't mind if I stick around and observe.
Not at all, partner.
Not at all, partner. He even said, "I'll just stick around and
Get
observe."
ready, guys.
He knew. Like Neku was just struggling, and they're like, "Neku, are you okay?" And Josh just shows up,
Fated hour is almost upon
and
us.
that's it.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
What happens next
it's just Josh. No big deal, right?
is anyone's game.
Also, I realized I was voicing Shiki Neku when they were actually being voiced,
I reached.
but
Emotion.
I don't hear the game audio in real time, so I didn't know that.
That's fine. You like the scene.
I like the scene a lot.
I get it.
Let me like this. You know, I crapped on this game so much. I know you guys didn't see me crap on it because we haven't uploaded it yet. But I did not enjoy doing this game for the most part. Let me have this moment.
Wasn't saying you couldn't have it.
I know, I'm talking to the people that may or may not be watching. Probably not watching.
Looks
I don't know, since we have two watching currently. One, obviously, being
Well,
me. Just,
And me.
oh, you're watching as well? Wow, what a cheap inflator.
To be fair, that's how I get the game audio.
I guess that's true.
Like I started that just now, just so I could get the.
Leave it to me.
Since we're adjacent,
Also, you know, I could get a whole bunch of bots and say we have like 100 people watching. I chose to just use the one. You know, two is almost more embarrassing than 0.
You okay?
I guess.
Like 0, it's like okay, no one's watching. 2 is like okay, you asked your mom to watch.
hang in there. Get it together. You okay? Yes, got it.
I'm impressed.
We're really in sync.
Perfectly
No,
balanced.
actually, I just realized I legitimately could get bots. I know someone that could probably do that.
Yeah, it's just not a good thing.
No, I wouldn't actually do it, but I just realized I technically probably could easily.
Yes, got it.
Most spectacular.
You know, I know you're not caught up on Komi, but surprisingly, and you want to know how much this is gonna pay me to say this?
Whoa, that worked. Keep it constant.
We actually kind of had a semi-decent Yamai chapter.
Really?
Yes.
I stopped. I'm not caught up at all. I've not done like anything during winter break, so the last thing I saw was like halfway through the Nerf gun battle. I didn't even see the ending to the Nerf gun battle. I'm pretty close.
Yeah, that only finished up like. No, that only finished up like 2 chapters ago, so you're not too far behind.
Like, I don't remember the exact chapter or what happened in the exact chapter that I left off on. It was one of the. I think it was like the anthology with just sort of like a bunch of side stories for like 2 pages each.
Yeah, I think that's fairly recent.
Is it fairly recent?
Yeah, I think you're only missing like 1 or 2 chapters then.
I guess they probably took a lot of breaks during winter too then.
Yeah, the magazine does take breaks during the winter.
So that explains it.
But yeah, no, I mean, clearly one character won over the manga because they clearly have the better taste.
Oh no. I feel like they're kind of setting up a lot for 3rd year, and I don't know what direction they're gonna go with 3rd year. And I'm kind of terrified.
Could have been worse.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Like they when setting up the Hikikomori character, there's the new character in Manbagi's class that can't talk to girls. There's
Well,
there's the entirety of
Hikikomori
Komi's
character was
class.
mostly. The Hikikomori class, I think, was mostly just for the Nerf gun battle arc, because she was the winner of that.
Oh, was she? Well, spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, the first year's won the Nerf gun?
Yeah.
Could have been worse.
Okay, I'm kind of surprised. I thought that whole joke was like the first year's did not
Hope so.
like noobs. Didn't take it seriously.
Well, it's because Hikikomori was lucky enough to sneak away with a few of her friends before the second years took over.
Is it over?
And we had the good Yamai versus that second year
Did we
guy
beat it?
battle.
I think I might have seen
Is
that
the
one then.
victory hours at
It was
last?
short, and it also had nothing to do with Komi, so that's probably why it was the one good Yamai.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Something ain't right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And
Look.
also allows Yamai to actually go out without being creepy.
Yeah.
What in the world is it doing? I am so ready
Speaking
for
of,
this to be
reminds me that
over.
we have to
Well, it ain't
review
over
the Komi
yet.
anime.
Yeah, we still need to do that. Yeah, I took my break and took it well. Because
Seriously?
I didn't get a Thanksgiving
Risen
break.
from the
I
ashes.
stayed and worked.
Is it
and
immortal?
that
I
Thanksgiving
don't
break was
think
also
so.
the week when we had
Let's
the sewage
finish
flood.
this.
For real. Just keep hitting it
And
till
then
it
like
stays down,
immediately
yo.
after that I had finals. So like I was way too busy doing Thanksgiving to do anything. Then I had finals and I was too
Get
busy
out of
doing
the
anything.
way.
And then
We must weather this
it was winter break and I'm like,
storm!
I am taking a long and well-deserved winter break at this point. So,
Yeah.
Just gotta wait for an opening.
and I'm kind
Well,
of
we
busy.
haven't
Like
got
I'm a
all
lot
day
more busy
here.
this semester than I was last semester. I work from 6 a.m. to 11 every day, and then I have classes after that.
How long are your classes from?
Pretty much 11 straight
it
through to
over?
3 every day except
Not
for
yet.
Fridays.
Now's our time to
Oh,
strike
that's not
back.
horrible.
No, but I'm from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Whoa,
I'm
that worked.
completely
Keep
booked,
it
and then I have to eat
constant.
somewhere.
It's all my fault.
So,
For
Okay,
turning
I
back
mean,
time.
That's
What are you
practically
talking
my
about,
schedule.
Rin, dude?
Except a little bit earlier,
None of
but
us
yeah.
a little
would
bit
even
earlier.
be here if
When
it
did you
weren't
get
for
up?
you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean by a little
Good
bit
point.
earlier when I finish.
Oh.
Wake up time is around the same though.
Wake up at 5?
It's not 5, but like 6.
Yeah, I go to work at 6. I'm up by 5 after 1 hour.
I have to be up by 6 because I have to be at class by 8.
That all you got? That was perfect.
Yeah. Also, I just get really tired by the end of the day.
Yeah. Luckily for me, I finish at around like 1 o'clock every day, so.
Simple equation.
Well, and I have homework due every day.
Each
so
feather,
that one.
a step closer to victory.
Yeah, no.
It's
I mean,
working.
Pretty
We
much that's gonna
shan't
be the same
rest
for me
until
too.
its fate
So.
is sealed.
But I'm gonna try and work ahead, so I have free time.
Yeah, I should have worked ahead today, but I
Whoa, that
did not.
worked. Keep it constant.
Do you have classes tomorrow or?
I don't have classes tomorrow. I was supposed to work extra hours. I was supposed to work 6 to 2 tomorrow. But I've been exposed to COVID and I have a sore throat, so not going in. I'm actually kind of upset because, not gonna lie, I kind of am hurting for cash after this. And I actually really do enjoy my job. Job's great.
How much did you spend over break?
Well, I didn't have a whole lot going in the break, but I got a raise.
Well, no, I know that. You mentioned that to me.
Yeah, so no, I let's call it.
Let's keep it up.
Understood.
And I had to pay for classes and stuff. Pay rent, pay classes.
Not so fast.
Thanks, Nagi.
No need.
Damn. Could you have made
Overall,
this thing any
spent
tougher, yo?
Money on break.
My bad.
Hey, quit
Yeah,
apologizing and
I
start
got a raise
attacking.
recently, and so I'm like, oh, okay,
Okay.
I kind of want to like, work as many hours as I can and enjoy the benefits of. And then that just didn't pan out this week.
Converge.
Just doing my
Fair
job.
enough.
Yeah, when it's a holiday, you're allowed to work extra hours, and so.
Come on.
Mhm.
Hang it down.
But I really enjoy my job. Like, what's it called?
We're almost there.
There are other jobs close by
Everybody
me.
ready?
Like I could get paid more elsewhere,
am.
but I
It's
really
my
enjoy what I do.
responsibility to
So I'm
make
like,
things
yeah,
right.
I could work at the Wendy's right next to
Rando.
me, but
This city
I don't think I'd
isn't
enjoy working at
going
Wendy's.
anywhere.
I enjoy.
Good. Let's go.
where I'm at.
Fair enough.
Die already!
Just a little more.
We've got this.
I
Don't let up
believe,
now.
what is it? I need to. I'm
Gotta
gonna
say,
have to get
Rindo,
ready
you sure have
extra
changed.
early on.
Huh?
Is it?
Yeah, you're finally making
Wednesday
your own
this week,
decisions.
I believe.
Hell yeah, I am.
I'm looking forward to that.
Defeating the tails is kind of annoying.
Spectacular.
Don't let your guard down.
Roger that,
Yeah.
yo.
But hey,
Yeah,
these are
that's
great
right.
every time I go
The
back.
camera does make the camera a bit confusing.
It makes the camera a bit confusing, and it's just like a waiting game. You can't just like move on from one to the
Could have
next.
been
You have
worse.
to wait for them to, like, rotate.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Well done. I think this is it.
I have to dress
It
up
is.
for that effect.
So don't screw it up.
Yeah!
When do I get to attack this thing?
Just doing my job.
Could have been worse. Booyah!
So if it regrows its wings, I'm gonna be so mad.
How are your classes so far?
Pretty good. Pretty chill. Like I have work that's due every day, but none of my classes have any big assignments. It's all a lot of small assignments. So it's not necessarily overwhelming to do, but it is something like you have to remember to like be on top of it. You can't afford to miss too much. Yeah, this next week is definitely a busier week though. Classes.
One last hit. Everybody ready?
Verily!
Let's make it count, yo.
This is it.
Yeah,
We're
what are your
gonna
classes
take
like?
back this city.
A lot of work.
A lot of work.
I haven't even started at any coursework for my classes, but I can already tell it's a lot of work.
Oh, wait, when did you start? 'Cause I started like right after New Year's. Literally that Monday after New Year's.
I started last Wednesday.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Remember this, Josh? Bring back good memories?
Ah, yes, the good old spirit bomb.
If the game lets me be stupid, I will be stupid. Also, I like that Minamimoto gets to join the spirit bomb if you have him in the party. They don't just replace
Oh, I
him.
didn't even realize. I didn't even realize that you had him on you.
I I didn't realize I was actually supposed to hold it. 400, 500, 600, 700, over 9,000!
Gotta get my head back into zone.
Kiryu Epoch. Oh wait, I was supposed to fight him in Ultimate because he drops a special pin. Oh well.
Oh well, you have more time for it later.
There's just one more time after we play this day. Actually, I can get it in the time trial, so.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Do you want to do the time trial though?
Actually, that's a good question. Do I want to do that?
I believe it has both
Let's say
forms
we
of
celebrate this
Suzukichi,
chance
so...
encounter with a little game.
Shoka! What did you do?
I put her back on the street with the other stray cats.
I
Find
put her
her
back on the street with
and
the
you
other stray
win.
cats. Find her and you win.
She could be
She
any.
could be anywhere.
Good luck finding that
Good luck finding that
anywhere,
anywhere.
Rindo.
Josh, you're a jerk.
I know you are, Eric, but what am I?
Let's talk about the game, Joshua.
No, I got your joke.
Almost.
I know who you're referring to.
I like that Korea's lollipop actually changed colors.
Nice work, Neku.
Nice work, Neku.
I knew I could count on you.
Count on me to break free, you mean? After you lock me up?
I saved you. You're welcome, by the way.
You're welcome.
I didn't trust that Reaper. So when she shot you, I sent you to Shinjuku as a precautionary measure.
I appreciate your concern. But I think we both know you had an ulterior
Alright.
motive.
I think we both know you had ulterior
Well,
motives.
aren't you the super sleuth? I'll admit, I wanted to make sure you kept my secrets to yourself.
Didn't give me much choice.
My sincerest apologies.
What is your secret, Josh?
I should have known I could trust you, dear partner.
Oh,
Is it just
brother.
that you are the composer?
Although, I did worry dealing with the executor might have been too tall an order.
You mean that Kubo guy?
Indeed, I had vowed to intervene if things took a turn for the worse.
I had vowed to
But you
intervene
all
if
seem to
took a
handle
turn
things
for
on your
worse.
own just
Please
fine.
all seem to handle things fine on your own.
Hey, Josh,
Yes?
can I go home now? To the RG?
You mean you don't have your sights set on staying here, becoming composer?
Can't say that I do.
Your loss.
So you don't have your
Very
sights
well
set
then.
on staying here as
One
being
good turn
composer?
deserves another, as they
That's what I
say.
do.
Let's not keep her waiting any longer.
Wait,
I love that
Shiba.
even Josh has
Where-
concern
the
for Shiki, where he's like, let's not keep her waiting any longer.
Sup, Shiki? And if he ain't, then I'ma give Priskid a piece of.
Josh better watch out.
They're such good
I'm
friends.
sure Neku's fine, but I still worry. I guess I just need to see him with my own eyes. You know?
Yeah, I feel you. But hey, you'll know him when you see him, huh?
Hey
Honestly,
there.
does Shiba return to his
Sure
former
is some
self by
lovely
the
weather
end?
we're having,
We
isn't it?
define it as
It
his former
sure
self.
is.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Hate to spend such a nice day all by myself.
Excuse me a sec, yo.
Okay, but don't start any trouble.
I do find it
You
funny
should be
that
able to
Ryan gets
spot
hit
me,
on and then he
thanks to
becomes
this
this
little guy.
protective older brother.
Every morning I tell myself, today will be the day, but I'm always wrong.
Not this time.
Not today.
Not today. Not today, Shiki.
Right.
And then Josh shoots Neku again.
In the back. He just collapses on top of Shiki.
He's just like, sorry Shiki, you had to do it.
But hey, you got to see him one last time. Well,
Yeah,
back to the
I
UG
mean-
he goes. So it took me so long.
It's okay.
I mean, once you do it 2 times, it's a
Waiting
pattern, right?
wasn't so bad. All that matters is that you're here now.
My opponent did a banged up job, so I shot
Thanks.
him again.
I'm so happy
I really
you're
like
back,
that
Neku.
meme. It's freaking
too.
hilarious.
Again, I had to somehow convince you that Josh wasn't the one that did it. And I did somehow.
Yeah, I still don't know why I believed you.
I don't either.
Feels pretty good. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
well, all I do know is
think
for next
so.
time never to trust a
Right?
word you say.
Man,
I
I
know.
missed this.
I can't keep
The hustle
spoilers
and
away from
bustle
you
of
from
the
now
city.
on.
It's good to be back.
I just remember we
Yeah.
had a whole episode where we talked about Dream Drop Distance, and I addressed
started
how
playing
Dream Drop
Alestra.
Distance
That
like,
game Nagi's obsessed with?
spoils everything. And I had to be like, yeah, but Dream Drop Distance was
There's
just
this
weird.
guy,
It was
the
just a
one who
weird
looks like
game.
Mr. Minami. He keeps smiling at me.
So weird.
Lucky you.
But like,
I don't know why I'm still watching this ending.
But yeah, I'm like, you passed the part you like.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're shipping Rindo and Fred,
Yes.
but
That's a ship I'm okay with.
Oh. Oh, sorry.
I mean, I guess they are homosexual.
Rindo?
Oh my
you,
gosh, that's
right?
amazing.
Shoka?
I mean, you do anything for the homies, right?
Oh, careful.
Still adjusting to life on the other side. Normally, I'd just pass right through people.
Normally I just pass
We're
through
here.
people.
In the RG.
In the flesh, which is, you know.
This is
another
kind
new
of
adjustment.
nice, though.
Guess I'm a bit
The
of a slow
Rindo
learner.
and Shoka meetup thing and
What the
whatnot.
hell? You should have said something. I could
I
have
just wish there was
helped.
like more of a resolution.
Yeah. You
But
could have
liking.
helped.
Yeah.
I'm not ignoring my friend request.
Huh?
I got
I
locked out of
mean,
my
you know.
accounts, including my alt. And I made a
I
new one
mean,
so we could be friends.
it,
But somebody didn't check his inbox.
I mean, I don't know.
No way.
Well,
Meet
like,
each other, at the very
Neku,
least.
Neku at the end had his own like little speech
bad.
where he was like thanking
There you
Josh
go, too.
Seriously?
and like telling Josh like what's happened
oh,
to him.
shit.
And here it's just kind of like
Unfortunately.
like
I'm
he
back at
showed his
level
work.
one.
He showed
So lend me a
his
hand,
growth
okay?
at the end, and Rindo like doesn't get a
What?
moment to show
No, it's nothing.
that he's changed.
Got a nutkin I can give you.
Oh, sweet.
I don't know. I think Rindo and Shoka together though is just better, you know.
It's nice. Well, I don't think there need to be something necessarily after
Guess
this.
it's
I wish
official now,
before we
Rindo.
just got to see like Rindo just say like something to one of the characters. He could have
We're
actually
finally friends.
addressed it to Shoka, being
Oh,
like, "Hey
that's-
Shoka, like I miss you. It's been a while since I've seen you. I still haven't found you yet, but like, whatever." And then he bumps into her.
yeah.
Like that would have been nice. Just give Rindo his own little monologue.
Gosh,
and-
Okay, but Shoka does the one thing in anime that I count like every single time that I see it.
What?
Okay, that's a lie. I don't actually count the number of times that I see it, but I do note whenever I see it.
What is it?
I have dubbed it the puffy face.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's just when they get upset, like when an anime girl gets upset and does the little pouting thing, but like their cheeks pop up and whatnot.
Oh, why is the stream now looking choppy? Why is the stream looking choppy now?
I think it's just no, it's just the it's good now. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
just the credits, I guess.
Yeah,
Be
it's
able to
better
skip through this now?
now. I can, but I don't know if it's gonna skip that final cutscene. For secrets.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. The credits are normally a separate thing, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna like not watch the secret ending and then like wait for it to show up and then we'll talk about it. Let's see.
Yeah, the credits are really long though.
Neo, the World Begins with You. Oh, here it is.
A bit
So,
late to
I'm
come
gonna try to skip
groveling
this.
back, wouldn't you say, friend?
My apologies, friend. I never intended Shibuya any harm.
Yeah, because I'm like, it has to do this
But
Neo,
rest
the
assured
world
that
ends
as
with you and
Shinjuku's
whatnot,
composer,
and
I
then
have personally
because
eliminated
Neo,
the
the
cause
world
of the
begins
problem.
with you.
I just realized we're talking
Is that
over this
enough to
cutscene
earn
right
your
now.
forgiveness?
I appreciate you exercising the executor from the UG. But you really ought to be more
There you go.
scrupulous when engaging with the lower planes. Nobody likes a mess maker.
And all this time, I thought I was following in your footsteps.
Then you might need to watch where you're walking. Speaking of which, I saw you took a stroll around the city. Did you and Rindo have an illuminating conversation?
Weren't you watching?
Only a little.
I offered him an apology and asked him a few questions.
What about?
I thought he might understand why you opposed Shibuya's cleansing, so I asked what he thought about the city, hoping to glean some insight.
Another mess finally made. And was it insightful?
Not to the extent I would have liked. I still don't understand. Humans are the most irrational beings. That said, I was a bit surprised myself with how our conversation ended. For some reason, the boy was ready to risk everything for an unproven possibility. And all I could do was remind him to take responsibility for whatever decision he made. Almost as if I were encouraging him to take that risk.
Sounds like you acted a bit irrationally yourself.
I did indeed. Even entrusted him with that powerful pin, if you can believe it.
Well, you aren't alone. I too have fallen victim to that irrationality before.
Why do you think that is?
I can't say for sure, but one thing I've noticed is that every time I watch them try to overcome the absurdity of their world, I just can't help but hope they succeed.
That was a nice little chat they had there.
Yeah. Josh being, I just can't help but hope that they wish that they would succeed.
Yeah. Also, I took a screenshot, so you're gonna see that in the thing. Because I think.
Oh yeah, no, I saw it, but yeah.
Did that really happen? Yeah. Oh, that was a nice ending
Yeah.
though. I was thinking it was gonna be like, whatchamacallit, either similar to like Hanekoma and Josh's talk in the first secret ending, where it's just like, oh, you know, there's gonna be trouble and, you know, with the higher ups. This one was a little bit longer and a little more substantial. Or I thought it was gonna be teasing a next game. This one didn't really seem to do either of that. It was just like Haz and Josh just having a simple conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I missed the first part though, because it came up by surprise. Let me go back to the first part. Oh gosh. A little bit, really to come groveling back. I never intended Shibuya any harm. So he didn't. That's what I thought. I thought he did not intend for Shibuya to be. So I don't know why the secret reports seem to contradict that.
I don't know, maybe just Hanekoma gathered something different. I thought that was just a contradiction.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Oh hey, 86%. It's different. What did I do differently? But yeah, that was a long stream.
But that pretty much finishes up content for this game.
Yeah, I don't know really what else we can talk about. We never did a proper post game if we want to, but I don't really feel the need to do a post game discussion.
Yeah, no, like I feel like most of our stuff is discussed throughout the game and whatnot.
Definitely after reading the Secret Reports, and like I think I even brought it up a little bit during the stream of unlocking them. Opinions have changed a little bit. I'm not as critical as I was during the actual playthrough of it. But like, yeah, it wasn't as good as the original, in my opinion. But not bad. It was alright. It was good. I enjoyed it. Looking back.
Yeah.
No, because what is the real wilderness with you, if not the friends we make along the way?
Exactly.
But thank you guys so much for watching. We might never touch this game again. We might, who knows, someday down the future, if we ever decide to do a post-game discussion or whatever. But yeah, I don't want to give away future plans because we don't have any, and I feel like we've made too many promises that we haven't kept on this channel already.
Yeah, no, we're probably just gonna get around to trying to fulfill things that we've already promised at this point, but when that will happen, it's hard to say.
Yeah. I tried promising Gravity Rush, but I didn't realize how long this was going to be. So Gravity Rush won't be tonight. I might stream it personally tomorrow, or maybe. Or maybe. But alright. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell thingy. Do the things YouTubers tell you to do.
Yeah, and thank you for watching.